Oh, there we go.
Stream starting soon.
We can be heard on the stream right now.
Very good. Oh, we should probably mute Discord then, please. Thank you. Hey, Greetings and welcome, morning, afternoon, internet. How we feeling? Welcome to an off-kilter, off-schedule, and off to a horrendous start stream of Seven Sons. The D&D. Fuck. Hold on.
Oh,
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine,
It's
dude.
fine.
Everything is fine.
Hey, what's going on?
We're just gonna go. We're just.
We're just vibing.
I got it. I swear.
It's okay. We're vibing. We vibing.
Vibing.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the Lights Roleplay. I'm your host for the morning, afternoon, and/or evening, depending on where you are, young Foxxii, and welcome back to Seven Sons, the actual play D&D 5th edition live stream homebrew campaign of my own creation. I have my lovely players here who I'm going to allow to go around in overlay order and introduce themselves, tell me who they are, who they're playing today, and today I have a question for...
Wait, the face cam.
Oh, God. Break? What happened?
Oh no.
What happened? No, what happened? I know we had it. No, we had it. What happened? Wait, what? Oh no, Michelle and Tater swapped. Oh no, it scuffed. Oh, we fucked it.
I am apparently not drunk enough for this.
Oh, we fucked it. Wait, hold up. Wait, don't move. Just swap your Discord names. Just whoever Discord name comes first. Just never mind. Fuck it. Just move the cameras around. That's the best we can do.
Yeah.
It's all right. We got this.
Yeah.
Just, we give it some time. How we feeling, chat? How's everybody feeling? Y'all feeling good? I'm feeling. How are we feeling, guys? Everybody feeling okay?
No, but we're here to roleplay, so that's what
We're
doing.
here. We're here
Got it.
anyway.
Oh,
And
all right,
hey,
we got
if
it.
anything,
We fixed
if anything,
we're good. We're back in
if
it.
anything,
All right. From the fucking top. Here we go.
Just
Welcome
run
to
to
the
the-
Down Light.
Michelle,
Wait, I
how
got it.
fast can you run to
I got
Utah?
it. Shut up! I got this. Shut up! I got this. Okay, here we go. Welcome to Neon Lights Roleplay. I'm your host for the evening, young Foxxii, aka Big Foxxii, aka your favorite fox. I have lovely players here. Welcome to go through this D&D 5th edition actual play campaign of my own creation. I'm going to let my players introduce themselves now, once at a time in overlay order. Tell me who they are, where we can find you, who you're playing today, and a question I pose for my players. What's your character's deepest regret? Take a minute to spool on that if you want. It's all good. Spool on it for a minute. We'll give it about 30 or so seconds. 30. Just let us think about it for a bit. Your character's deepest regret. And whenever you're ready, I'm going to pass it on over to the first in overlay order, which would be our dear friend, Tate.
You know, I think that his deepest regret would actually be when he left his hometown.
Hey Tate,
he really
did you unmute yourself on the stream overlay, by the way, on Streamlabs?
I hope I have fixed that. Sorry.
Okay, there we go. Try it now.
Yeah, that's what that echo was. Excuse me.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, Tate Washburn.
All right, we're good. You're in there. Make it happen.
Yeah, I think Wolf's biggest regret is as he sort of left his hometown. I know he has like a lot of self-consciousness about this sort of prophecy thing that he's carrying around. He would probably wish he had just made a better person as he left. Like he'd been a better person. He'd been like stiff and nervous, and he kind of left without saying a lot of goodbyes or like patching things up with his family.
I see. All right. Thank you for sharing, Tate. And we will look forward to see Wolf and his interactions we care throughout the day, or I guess the days. Heading off over to next in overlay order. Go ahead.
All right. I'm Michelle. I play Mitzton Quaddle, our wizard Quaddle folk. Mitz is feeling like a he/him today, so please respect these pronouns today.
Or get bopped.
Yeah. You will get to. Otherwise, you will get smacked with a big, I don't know, either a fireball. Why not? All right. Mitz's deepest regret. Ugh. I guess for now, I think Mitz's deepest regret is that he wasn't able to, so Mitz has a thing about secrets and secret keeping, and they never actually talked with any of their family about their sentient spellbook that they may or may not have picked up from an ancient ruin. So.
All right, thank you, Miss, for sharing, and we will look forward to seeing what he goes through today. And again, respect Mrs. pronouns or get bopped, and you don't want to get bopped. Up next, go ahead.
Yes, I will bop. Okay, listen, don't test me.
We do bops around here.
We do bops.
We hand out bops, all right?
We get some bops in chat.
We hand out bops in chat, all right?
Anyway, hey guys, it's me, Sir Heckalot,
No, it's not. It's me.
Wait. Yes, it is. I am.
Yeah, I think your audio is doubled again.
I'm having a very off day. I am sorry.
You know,
Don't worry about
everybody
it.
is, but it's okay. We got this.
Fine. We'll get there eventually. Hey, it's Lucian. I'm Plan Ploy, our resident lizardman javelin slinger. And I mean, I feel like we've all forgotten this, but Ploy's deepest regret currently is the fact that he let someone die like a couple of days ago.
That's fair.
A perfectly good
Not a couple days
sweet
ago,
shop
technically, like,
apprentice
hours ago.
that would have grown up to become like a seller of sweets, and he just let him die.
Unfortunately, the Sands are not kind, and they claim many unwilling and sometimes unnecessary souls. Good to have a conscience about those things, though. Next.
Now it's me.
Yep,
Hey
now it's
guys,
okay.
it's me, Sir Heckalot, and I will be playing Zenari, the College of Spirits bard. And she's also a Kalashtar, which kind of ties into her regret. She didn't really connect a lot with Kalashtar culture before she headed out. I think she would have liked to do that more before she just kind of yeeted out into the desert, but she kind of didn't do that. I think that's it. Also, I might become a new emote on the server, so if you haven't joined our Discord yet, go check that out.
Speaking of, we have another new emote.
Oh no.
In the channel.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, we do.
Do we?
I forgot.
The person
I literally
who's
forgot.
Logged
Oh
in
my
through
God, we do.
the channel account. Perhaps demonstrate the new emote.
I was about to say, I had it locked out because I'm not a good enough subscriptor, apparently.
It's pretty good. It's a good one.
It's a good emote.
There it is.
You telling me this isn't worth a tier 2 subscription?
So for those who aren't aware, our lovely Chouse over in Discord hit me up one day and was like, "Hey, Foxxii, can I get your address? I'm going to send you a gift." And he was like, "When it gets here, can you open them on Discord for me?" And it was those Foxxeers you see me in. And because I am nothing if not a deliverer of content to my lovely audience, it's now an emote. So if you are a tier 2 subscriber to the Neon Lights community, you can enjoy the Neon Lights Foxxii emote. Have fun with that. It's also in the Discord if you want to hop in the Discord and use it there if you don't feel like subscribing. So join us there and use it to make me feel bad about my existence. And additionally, I hate that I'm pointing this out, you will notice there is one additional chat point reward than there usually is. If you have 750 chat points to spare to go around, you can spend them, and I will put on the ears for 20 minutes of the stream.
Wow, that is incredibly generous.
It is.
20 minutes for
750.
750 points?
Ooh.
That is a bargain.
It has no cooldown time, no...
Wow. That was
Purple
There
still
it
already.
is.
Purple
Look
got
at
it.
it.
Of course he would.
You.
You should have made that worth a lot more. Is what you should
Yeah,
have done.
you should have made that worth bits.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, that's
Except
but
this
every
isn't
time
a
someone
mistake.
buys
This is
it-
very
Every
good.
time someone
You're not
buys
gonna be able
it,
to take those
it
off.
gets a little
I'm
more
telling you
expensive.
right
Next
now.
stream, it'll be more.
This is
never
my
gonna
legacy.
I mean, literally amongst the 5 of us, we could keep those on you the entire stream.
Yeah, they're gonna stay on. the entire
Tim has
time.
already
Hey,
redeemed
thanks,
another
Tim.
20 minutes.
This is my
There's
legacy.
another one from Tim.
We're gonna move chat box, by the way. It's gonna be easier to read
Oh,
over.
man. Yeah,
Got a full hour.
The
A
60
full
minutes.
hour.
yeah.
80 minutes now,
Oh my
actually.
Yeah.
god.
Fucking intro, please.
Alright. Lan, have you
Oh yeah,
have you
Dan,
Oh shit, it's my turn. Hi,
Yeah,
I'm
it
Len
is.
the Dan. I play Mako Sky, the member of a once proud family of thieves, eternally bound to, or whose soul was eternally bound by an invading lich to a suit to his prized family heirloom, a suit of thieves' armor, who now, centuries later, is searching the plane to find a way to break the curse and return the armor to my remaining family members, so it may take its proper place. Also, I just realized the tags on the stream are wrong again.
That's fine. I'll fix those as we go.
That's my greatest regret: the fact that the tags on the stream were verted.
We allowed them to be
Somewhere
wrong.
in an alternate universe far from Mako, the stream tags are wrong.
That I was not able to defend my home,
Somewhere in the world.
and am now paying the price, and have been for the last several centuries. Is
Paying
my
the
greatest
price.
regret.
With improper stream tags.
Yes, and the whole soul bound to an inanimate object thing.
Much more importantly, though, improper stream tags.
Yes.
Yeah, that really is the worst thing that
Great,
could ever
so,
happen to anyone.
Not that we've wasted a literal half an hour. Let's go ahead and jump into actually talking about what the fuck is going on with the campaign. So, our players have arrived in Zor'aa. They took some time to spend through the city of Wadal for a bit, met their contact Shah-Valen, got sent far off into the northern mountains, where they are now up here in the Akala Mountains. They found a cave network, which they delved through for a bit, found a path that they were pretty sure would lead to the place they were looking for, along with a cave-in and a couple of crushed bodies, which they are certain was part of the adventurer camp group they were looking for. They took a separate path, ended up in a distant, sort of different kind of tomb, with a strange sort of puzzle to unlock the door. Coming inside, they were accosted by some strange mummified Sethani individuals, who they dispatched quickly. They then triggered some sort of strange trap, sending swarms of death beetles after them. Unfortunately, one of their guides, Tamil, was lost in the fight. Proceeding through, they came across a guard room, finding a strange missive with some cryptic information regarding the nature of this place. And then, finding themselves in a massive altar in a huge cavern surrounded by those blood crystals, they are accosted and assaulted by a massive tomb guardian. Laying it low in quick succession, they find themselves directly in front of its corpse as one of the bright red blood gems powering it loses power and falls out of its eye. And our dear lizard friend Ploy decides to scoop that up and pocket that just to be safe. And we will come back in directly on that scene as our players have slain this massive beast, and thus they now need to, deal with the large, strange mixture of bone and stone and gem and even like flecks of gold that make up this large construct in front of you that's no longer moving.
I mean, Wolf, I think his first reaction would be almost to Ploy. He's like, your weaponsmithing thing. Do you think we could get an axe? I mean, it's a lot of bone. Like a lot of bone.
Ooh, an axe.
I know, I don't want to trouble you, because I know you want to make stuff out of this, but if there's extra space, I don't know, Wolf has hand axes at his hip. Make something about this size, it's not a lot.
So if you want to get a bit more information about that, I will allow investigation, nature, survival, anything of that.
For
just to kind of like get a look at the corpse and like see what you could take reasonably to make like a hand axe of some variety.
22 is pretty good.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, So, Ploy, you just start like skittering around this thing for a little bit, just kind of like looking over at it, kind of like picking off some scales, getting a sense of how thick they are. You maybe even like take a javelin to a tooth for a little bit, see how firm that is for a while, and you find that like the scales on the teeth are pretty much just your standard teeth you'd find on any beast, and you could probably make some okay weapons out of those if you had the time to like fasten them to like a spear point maybe. But you get to the back and you find that there's this sort of wide frill of like larger scales behind its head, and you go to take just a regular old javelin to it. You go to you kind of tap it a little bit, nothing, no give. You try to like scoop at it under, no give. You hammer this javelin point down on this thing, and the javelin chips. Like the end of the javelin just chips off. And so eventually you drag out like a hunter's knife or some other from your skinning kit and start just really working at this like kind of gunky sinew on the side of it, and eventually you get this large scale off, and it is heavy. It is definitely like almost like metal almost. And you just recognize like if I got a good handle on one or two of these and like shave them down, maybe put a handle on it, sit some time, I could probably fashion some decent hand axes. Wouldn't be too much of a problem.
All right. So yeah, both. Sure, I can do that. Looks like we got some pretty good material here. Probably enough for at least a shield, maybe a couple of javelins too. Sounds like. So yeah, I'll pack some stuff up and we can work that out later on our way back.
Yeah, on the road. I do have
probably not in here because
I would rather not.
I don't like
spend
this place.
Too much time. Yeah.
It's also a fair thing to note. As this thing falls, and there's this time where there's this awkward piece for a bit as Ploy goes about doing his work of scavenging, and to Wolf's kind of approving nod. You all can do whatever you feel you'd like to do about the cavern for a bit, as again you are surrounded in a bit of these this cavern full of blood crystals. Some of them are glowing in this like bright red, others are very sort of dormant looking. A couple of things do happen though that I want to make sure you are aware of. The first is that if you recall, back when you were in that main room, there were those 3 doorways. One led off towards that guard room you went through. The second one you were pretty sure led straight down towards this altar room, and then there was that third one which didn't move at all after you killed off those earlier the mummies. And as you fell this massive tomb sentinel, you can hear that the slab of stone that was in front of that third door just grinding up. And the last thing, so that's the first thing that happens. The second thing that happens is Zanari, as this happens, there is sort of a gust of wind that passes the whole party. And on that wind, you're almost certain you hear a sound like children's laughter. Of note, only Zanari hears this.
Okay.
Okay.
And is it like coming from the hallway that just opened, or like?
You would assume so. It almost kind of like sounds like around you almost to a degree, and yeah, but it definitely does. Like the gust of wind definitely pushed it in here.
Getting some big Pennywise vibes from this, guys. I'm a little scared. We all float down here apparently. Let's
we couldn't punch before. It'll be fine.
Zeal just kind of curiously, just look down that hallway. Just be like, you guys hear that?
None of you hear that, obviously. And Zanari, as you begin kind of just slowly creeping your way a little bit down the hallway, the sound is definitely getting louder.
Sounds like laughter.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
That
Can't hear anything.
It's hard to explain.
do we have to go that way?
Zanari,
I ain't afraid of no ghost. Come on.
Zanari, could you real quick roll me a con save?
Oh boy!
Just real
Oh,
quick. Just real
no.
quick.
Oh, I don't like
real
the
quick,
fact
what's-
that I have to do that.
what's the quick thing on
Let's see,
mine?
where's con? There it is.
Okay, so
That's a
you,
six.
so you're kind of
That's
like
fine.
you kind of like take a few steps slowly towards the sound, kind of just like peeking down the hallway for a bit, and then as you're moving, like you blink and your feet are just going. You're just moving down the hallway towards this sound.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the others are just like, "Hey, are you sure you wanna?" And you're not even thinking about it. Like it's like you're hearing them. You're definitely hearing them, but like something in you is just not stopping you from moving towards this sound. You continue to do so for a while down the hallway, and if the rest of you want to, like, chase after, follow, or do anything, you're more than welcome to.
Mako runs after and tries to grab her by the shoulder.
Yeah, Ploy's gonna run.
Don't even worry about rolling for that. So yeah, Z, you make it about halfway down the hallway. You can see that, like, you're kind of like back towards the altar room. You can see that that last sort of room you guys didn't get to check out at this point. There's no stone plinth in front of it. It's still decently back away from you when Mako gets like an armored gauntlet on your shoulder, and you kind of snap yourself out of that, sort of trance you were in. No more feeling like that pull or anything. Still feeling kind of like a lingering, not so much a chill, it's just like a weird kind of feeling about you, but the laughter is gone.
You okay, Z?
I don't know what just came over me. I'm sorry. Something just really wanted me to go down there, I guess. That's very concerning. Don't do what I just did.
So you're saying we shouldn't go that way?
We could just be careful.
Part of me is very curious about
Right.
it. But yeah, maybe. Mhm.
Here,
Alright.
if there I don't know how it would how Wolf would explain this, but is there any way that Z could give us like some insight into how this took her over?
Yeah,
want to prevent myself from metagaming, but if we know it's a con save, then Wolf will go first.
Here, let's do this. Z, why don't you give me either insight? I'll also accept history.
Okay, I will do history. That is a thing that she is good at. Okay, 18.
Yeah, so you're a College of Spirits bard. You've been doing this for a decent amount of time, at least before you got with the gang. And when you sort of entreat the spirits of a place, when you call out to the spirits of a lost place, and in fact, sometimes even just like kind of when you ambitly wander into a dungeon with the crew, you can occasionally kind of just feel the lingering spirits of people who might have once lived in or died in a certain place. And that's usually just kind of like a very, very passive, like a minor sound here, like maybe like you hear like a footstep or two extra every now and then. You just kind of ignore it. It's background noise for you usually. Occasionally, though, this has only ever happened once before in your life. You get in the presence of a place inundated with the presence of the dead, and not the newly dead, certainly. And that sort of collective essence pulls to something in you. And you kind of feel yourself drawn towards whatever source of this collective soul consciousness is. Again, it's something you've only experienced once in your life, but once it happened that one time, you spent a lot of time interrogating yourself on like what that meant. You still aren't 100% sure, but you are certain that it definitely has to do with your innate tie to the spirit realm. There was sort of a pull there.
Yeah, she'll just be like, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since this has happened. But you all know how I'm kind of a conduit for things to tell their stories through me, and it's often very beneficial. But yeah, it's been a while. This whatever just tried to do that was not invited and did not ask. Yeah, be very careful going down this.
Well,
Mitz will
I think then we just need
lightly
to put-
press a feather charm into Z's hands. Like, I don't know if this will help, but
Thank you.
We'll just
All right,
let's everyone
How you
keep
feeling?
watching each other. And so long as nobody starts doing something strange, we'll be fine. And if someone does, we just help them not do that.
Okay, if you say so.
And Wolf is just making sure he can see all of his friends at once, because he's like, I don't know how I'm gonna... prepared to hug them if they need it or something, I don't know.
Hug them from the danger. So, as a disembodied, as a fellow disembodied soul, does Mako sense anything? Or is Mako able to sense any of this?
Why don't you give me perception real quick, bruh?
Okay.
Dang!
Oh, it's perfect. I remember this. Okay, so, Mako, you've died before. You know what it's like to move to that side.
I know, but
It kind of feels like a film, like there's a film sheet in front of reality, and you've just kind of stepped past it. And normally, when a thing passes, all ties to the mortal are left. It doesn't feel that anymore. But for you, as someone who's walked on that side and come back, you can sometimes feel things that have recently passed beyond that barrier. You can feel lingering souls. Z, you probably know from hanging, or you would know from hanging out with Z for a while now that like Z tends to deal with like the ancient spirits of from further beyond, the stories of the dead, from of the ancient dead. Whereas your feeling has always been closer to things that have pretty recently died. It's almost kind of hangs like a stench in some cases, and that room in front of you is reeking.
Oh. Maybe I should also take up near the front of this party.
Mako, you alright?
I know this is hard to explain for someone with my physical condition, but the room up ahead doesn't smell right to me. Whatever's inside there, there's a lot of things that probably died not very long ago. So we might want to keep an eye out for whatever caused them to die.
Alright.
It's very fair.
Okay.
Are we proceeding?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That means marching order
No,
is Mako in the
Keep
front
guard.
and Wolf in the back, trying to make sure everyone's fine.
You can go ahead and arrange yourselves however you would like on this little map here. And as you sort of walk up to these large 2 stone doors, they are cold. Not like freezing cold, but colder-ish. Like stone that hasn't been touched in a fair bit. You push the stone doors open, and all of you immediately definitely catch on to that smell. Bodies, if we're gonna be honest. There's a lot of bodies around in this room present in front of you. Just an incessant reek of death and decay spreading from just like the floor and walls, and as suspended from large chains hanging from the ceilings are these massive cages that hang, unlike the ones in the altar room, these ones hang very low towards the ground, almost just slightly suspended and swinging a bit. And within them are just piles of individuals. Most of them you can undoubtedly tell are Sathani, the ones that still, look personable. Around the room are other individuals, bodies, bone piles, bits of thing that look to be too rotted away to even be recognizable as material or flesh. There are a certain few who seem to be at least relatively less emaciated, healthy enough to maybe have recently died. And in fact, there is just a sort of a grand spreading stench of decay around you all. And I would like anyone who wants to quickly roll me a perception check based on hearing.
Oh, show.
Never have I been so grateful to not have a nose.
Wolf's like, oh yeah, you're right about that.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
Okay.
Thank you, Wolf.
Okay.
well, so you're kind of listening, just entering into this place, and almost like the stench of this rotting flesh kind of assaults all of your senses, your nose, your eyes, your mouth, all of it feels just gross and fulfilling. Wolf, as you're taking all this in and like burying your nose in your arm, I'm certain to avoid this, your ear kind of twitches. I just realized this is the worst image to be doing when I have these fucking things on.
Yeah.
You can maneuver them for extra visual.
We'll come to your house and punch you. Anyway, Wolf, one of your ears twitches a bit, and as you hear this wheezing exhale from this one body sitting right over here.
Which one?
Well, it's not really actually there. Theater remind it for a bit, but
Yeah, no,
there's like
but
a body right about here-ish.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I thought you indicated on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Wolf, I mean, despite joking about it, he's probably not actually that bothered by the smell. It's strong, but like it's the kind of thing an animal is fine smelling. It registers on a different brain level for him, I think. Or just like, yep, that's what dead bodies smell like. But yeah, so he hears this sound, and I think his first instinct is to just go to this pile of bodies and move it away until we find whatever made it.
So you come on over and kind of start shoving a few bodies away. The first two you move don't have any to give. Obviously, they're cold. You're not even really concerned. There's a third body in the way, which you also kind of grab and move. And as you kind of going to grab it, you just kind of look at how desiccated it looks. It just looks like someone just not like just drained, but wringed the moisture out of this thing almost. Like you feel like as you pick it up, like it's so flaky, you could snap it in half if you had to. And you kind of look at this individual, and you see very, very distinctly growing in a pattern across its face and arms, a set of markings.
Growing, you said?
Yeah, the markings are really slowly beginning to creep across this person's face and like arm and legs.
It's like a tattoo that's just growing somehow.
Even though it was 2 sessions ago, it hasn't actually been that long ago in the universe. Wolf,
Right.
you would 100% recognize these as the markings you saw on those mummies you were fighting earlier.
Okay, interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. So because I saw him write those down. Yeah, I think Wolf. I like to think he has pretty good presence of mind when it comes to what to do next, and his first instinct is don't rush, don't panic, but move his body into a clear spot, put it on the ground, back up, and pull weapons. And I think the only thing he would say is, that's like the mummy things.
So you pick up this body, you gently place it down, you come up, and you draw both of your hand axes.
Yeah.
And as they come out of the leather straps on your hips, you hear very, very minutely a very groaned and rasped shriek. That sounds, while it's low pitched given that it sounds like whatever voice made it hasn't had moisture in a while, it definitely sounds a bit too high pitched to be an adult. And as you move the last body, on the ground, sort of laying there in a bit of a heap, is what looks to be a young Sathani girl. She is in manacles. She has chains on, or bondage manacles on her wrists and ankles. She's wearing a very, very torn garb and looks, again, not as bad as the literal mummy next to you guys, but does not look like anyone's bothered to give her food, water, or anything in. You don't want to think about how long.
It's not really.
How many of those
specialty.
sweet rolls do you have left?
Oh, I still got a couple.
No, I think what Wolf would want to do, he's not especially good at this, but I don't know if I could use nature instead of medicine to just, is this person still somehow alive, or is it fully an undead thing?
The mummy body?
Yeah.
Don't roll, it's dead.
Okay, so there's definitely
Like,
something becoming back alive.
Living things don't shrivel like that. I mean, the marks are still spreading very slowly, but...
Oh, okay.
He wants to make sure before he makes a decision, though. Like, because there's a lot of weird stuff in the world.
What? Here, Wolf, could you do me a favor, Wolf? Could you roll me an insight?
Okay, not great at that, but... Oh, whoop,
In fact, you'll have to recall from me, did anybody actually get into, like, decently melee range with these things besides Wolf?
Probably not.
I mean, I use a rapier, so possibly.
All right. Well, don't stress it for now. It's not a huge deal. I would definitely give you advantage on this because Wolf, you got very up close person with these things for a fair bit. So Wolf, you got a good handle on the one when you threw a motherfucker into another motherfucker in session 1.
I had to help
So you got
completely inside of him.
Yeah, you could kind of feel like
Did you now?
like you could kind of feel there was like a tiny little like these things had some structure to them, at least a little bit. But the as you kind of like, you know, as you're looking at this one in front of it, it looks much more frail by comparison, and obviously also not wrapped in cloth at all. So you kind of get the feeling that maybe there was some extra work done in the process between shriveled body and mummy, to the point where like you're pretty sure that like without some help or some work, this guy might move, but you don't think he'd be much of a threat.
Well, I guess Wolf's sort of internal. I think its internal calculus is that he is very simple, is that if this thing is still alive, just looks that way and is somehow kept alive through cruel magic, he needs to help it, because it's a person. But if this is undead, as far as he knows, that's like, nope, it's not a person anymore, it's a monster that's vaguely shaped like a person. So I don't think he's going to give it any slack, but it doesn't seem to be attacking or moving much, right? He's just waiting for that, and if there's time, maybe... What do you all know about the undead? Because I mostly am an expert at making them re-dead.
So Ploy pulls out a javelin and says, I mean, you guys have 10 seconds maximum before there's a javelin through that
Wait
thing's
for
head.
it to move. I don't know that it's going to actually be a threat of any kind, and if there is something we can do...
Can I make an Arcana check to see how much I know about the undead?
Go for it.
Because
I feel like you probably have a lot of personal experience with it, but...
Yeah, well...
Mako,
like it.
you're undead, so...
Yes.
You definitely have not known anything about it for a while. You know for
Granted, I'm not the typical undead.
despite what your typical town, you know, your typical town tavern tale, or your theater play might tell you, I know, right? Or your theater play might tell you about how necromancy works. It's not as simple as wave your hands and somebody just gets back up all fresh and ready to get at the world. The process of zombification or making it undead can make sure you have a strong enough corpse, or that you put the work in to make the corpse strong enough to function. So you're pretty certain that, again, this, like, you know for a fact that this thing here is dead. It's an undead now, and if it's not a moving undead, it will be soon. But once it starts moving again, honestly, you don't even know if it'll get far before it just falls apart.
The javelin may not be necessary if we just stand far enough back. This corpse isn't a very sturdy one. I don't know how it doesn't seem that great for making any kind of an efficient soldier.
Real quick,
could
could I have, just super quick, could I have Z, Mitz, and Ploy's passive perception?
I know mine is super low. It's 12.
Okay.
How do you
Well,
do
you're gonna
passive
have-
perception again?
It
on your
seems
sheet.
to be on your
Oh,
sheet
it's
below your skills, yeah.
Oh. Passive 15.
Okay.
Hey, come
Ploy, that's and now Z, you definitely noticed this too. That small little girl figure that the body was under that you moved is slowly shuffling away from all of you. Very slowly. Just not moving with any speed.
Do we want to
like
do something about that,
is
guys?
it alive or like? Do we
smoke
know?
is not the
Do we
body
not
warrior.
know?
No?
That's a
Do you
different
want to
body.
know?
Hey, you. Are you alive?
The pace of the shuffling does pick up a little bit more, but still moving away from you all.
That
Are you
that's
okay?
good enough for me. Hey, we can help.
Chloe pulls out a sweet roll. Hey, you want
I'm saying this
one
in
sweet roll?
Draconic, by the way.
So the word "help" comes through. The root word is pretty similar between Draconic and Sithani, or between and Zor'aa. So she does stop. She stops moving at the sign at the word "help," and kind of turns around to be facing you. Again, she has this like rag kind of cloak over her, so you can't really see any of her finer features or anything. But she is like kind of just like huddled up in this a little bit.
Chloe pulls out an offer
Hey.
sweet roll. You want a sweet roll?
Yeah, we're not
Really
here to
good.
hurt you. We're here to help.
I promise.
She slowly starts moving towards you, Ploy, and you go to hand her the sweet roll. And as you like see her like her small hands kind of like come up and like three finger kind of grab on both sides of it and pull it away, you can see that between her hands and like kind of like hidden here was this like slightly like jagged-ish piece of metal. But she kind of like had that still tucked in, and she kind of like looks at you and like shuffles back a little bit more and starts kind of like munching on the sweet roll just a little bit. She takes a bite, a nice real big. Actually, hang on, let me roll this. This is worth rolling a thing for.
And she's like, I don't like this flavor. Can you?
Yeah, no.
you got any other-
Oh no, so she takes like a small little nibble of it, like a little tiny little nibble of it, and then she basically kind of like looks up at you, looks down at it, looks up at you, and then like, you guys ever see snakes go for an egg?
Yeah.
Like,
Amazingly enough, no, I haven't.
as wide as her little mouth can go, just
Yep.
Hey, now take your time. I still got another, and I'll pull out another sweet roll and be like, hey,
It's the best way to
I have
make
more.
sure no one else
Take
can
your time.
Is put it all in at once.
boy, she comes up to you and just scrambles up your leg, like she's on your shoulder now, just there.
Hey, all right, buddy, it's okay. Here, have another sweet roll. And I pass another sweet roll.
Starts going to town on it, like that kind of almost.
A fellow sweets connoisseur, I see. We'll get along great. I feel like. I just keep passing sweet rolls. So I've got 4, so it's like.
So yeah, you pass her another one. As the third one comes, she's now like, by the third one, she's like reaching down for them. You hear a clang of metal as that little piece of metal kind of hits the ground in front of you. As you kind of pull like all the way out, the cloak kind of billows a little bit. You can see right here at the side of her neck and at this side of her neck are 2 identical looking markings, and they're definitely initial parts of that sort of pattern network marking you saw on the mummies. And as you kind of, again, she comes out of the cloak a little bit, at the tip of her forehead is a small little a symbol, like a sort of a twin separated line with a small diamondish symbol in the middle, and it's again all appears to be drawn in some kind of ink. It's not spreading or anything, it's just there on her. She grabs the third sweet roll and just starts again just going to town on it.
Mitz is going to pull out her his decanter of endless water, grab an
Finger yourself.
an Olisuba leaf, and just quietly mutter "stream," and like most of the water is like dripping off of his hand right now, but a lot of it is getting caught in the leaf, and Mitz is just going to just kind of offer it to this little.
So she takes it, obviously, sweet roll in one hand, awkwardly trying to hold a leaf in the other, and kind of just like dumps it over her face. A good chunk of it ends up in her mouth, obviously, but she just kind of like dumps the whole thing, washes over like some dirt and some grime off of her face, obviously a little bit, and kind of rubs at her eyes a bit. And like there's a look in her eye that definitely, go for it.
Does the water washing over her face do anything to like smudge the ink that's making the markings?
In the slightest.
Okay.
And so there's a look in her eye, just a little bit, that does appear a little bit brighter than you noticed when you first sort of grabbed her. And she is, again, just like tightly clung to Ploy's shoulder, just kind of hanging on for a bit.
Can we maybe get those shackles off of you?
Allow me.
So like she kind of looks down at you, Z, and sees like you kind of pointing at her wrists, and she kind of holds them up, and kind of shrinks back a little tiny bit. But then after kind of like it's like a second of contemplation, she kind of just holds them out for a bit, looking at all of you.
People around here, she's fine.
Yeah, and he's also here to help. He can help you, and I'll just point to Mako and motion over because he's much better at doing this than I am.
Yeah, let's get those off you for now.
Yeah. So yeah, Mako, you can tell me how that happens if you want.
I walk up to this child, who is holding her wrists out. I take a look at the manacles and I go,
Okay, promise.
and then as I finish laughing, they're already off.
And she kind of blinks and then like looks at you, and then like there's this like just like wide look on her face, just like
Child's play. And then I look at her and it's like, oh, no offense.
Yeah. You say that in common though. She doesn't know what you said.
she's kind of, like,
She doesn't know.
I still say no offense.
That's very good. I just want to be clear while we have a small stop in dialogue that Wolf is not following this girl at all. As far as he's concerned, the thing that might be dangerous is the concern. But I did want to roll perception to make sure that none of the other ones are getting the same mark, because one of these things is fine, but an entire swarm could be the worst.
Go for it. All right, fair enough. Yeah. Ooh. So Wolf, you start just sweeping around, just checking some bodies, pulling off some ragged cloaks, moving some, tearing some tabards here or there, trying to get a look at some markings. Most of the individuals here don't appear to have been marked. Some of them definitely have similar markings to. I mean, I guess you didn't notice the little girl or aren't focusing on her. Yeah. But.
They have a lesser version of the same mark, I think.
Yeah, they have a lesser version of those marks on them similarly, but those ones aren't spreading. The lesser marks aren't. They don't seem to be spreading at all. They're just kind of just there. But yeah, other than that, none of them seem to have the spreading mark much, minus the one guy, the decrepit guy in front of you. They all seem to be pretty straightforward. Yeah, and honestly, there is not much else in this room of note, minus again the one guy in front of you with the markings slowly spreading. The little girl on Ploy's shoulder, and it's some torches, I guess. Cared about those.
Yeah, no, Wolf is just listening to what they're doing back there, but that's all he's got. If this thing moves, he will absolutely end it, but if it's just gonna lay there, he's just not exactly sure what to do. But anyways, back to cute child, that's way better. Huh?
Just as you're kind of slightly even noticing them, just the finger of that thing just twitch, just very slight.
Oh, joy.
Okay. Yeah, Wolf is gonna just hand axe chop a hand off that twitched. Be like,
It's almost like the hand wasn't there. It felt like cutting through paper. You just hand,
and no reaction for the rest of the thing?
Nope. Nope. It's there's some dust that flies up in the air from it. That's about it.
So Ploy sees that out of the corner of his eye, turns to the girl, and in Draconic says, outside? Do you want to go outside?
She hops off of your shoulder and sprints for the door.
Wait.
But she does trip as her ankles are still bound.
Didn't
I'll walk over and pick her up and put her back on my shoulder and say, we can go together. It'll be okay.
Oh. All right. Let me grab you lot real quick. Let me get the right layer.
Mako, get these ankles shackles off.
No
when you get
problem.
The chance.
Can I use my same sleight of hand roll?
Yeah, not a problem. I'm totally fine with that.
I mean,
that.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
roll? Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. No problem with that. So yeah, you exit out of that side room, quickly clearing yourself of the stench of death. Wolf, you do notice just as you kind of turn to leave, that last that mummy figure does kind of slight head tilt, but you just kind of turn back and scuff it with your foot, and the head just comes apart. It's not an issue.
Just boost it. Bunk.
Yeah, just stop it. Yeah, so you guys all head back out to the sort of main room in the center of the of this the structure. You come out of there, exiting back into the cave network you were entering in, and sort of again tucked back in that alcove with the large yabac you guys did buy from the trader and all of your gear is Brika, still kind of taken care of. You can see that the next to her, you no longer see the body of Tamil, but there is a large cloth wrapped figure atop the or resting on top of your yabac right now, which you would probably assume is his body.
Yeah.
Right.
She comes back and kind of quirks an eyebrow, seeing the tiny one like on Ploy's shoulder. Kind of walks up to her and begins to. She kind of babbles a little bit at her in Zoran. Ploy and Z, you pick up. It's hard to tell, but after a few seconds, you can tell it's like a general indicator of like name or like nomenclature, like basically who are you, what are you. The girl says in a slightly hoarse voice, but definitely a bit better from the water, kind of like croaks a response back, and you're pretty sure it's because it's not a word you guys would recognize. You're pretty sure it's either some kind of thanks or a name, and it's Rami.
And does Mitz also?
Yeah, you definitely hear them say Rami. Yeah.
Okay.
And so Brika kind of, they banter back and forth for a bit in Zoran. Just small bits of what you catch here. They, just small things about like you hear the word home at some point. You hear some other stuff like safe. You hear blood. You hear a couple other things. At one point, you all hear a word Torvali. And as you hear the word Torvali, I would like anyone who would want to specifically, in particular, people who speak Draconic, to make me a real quick religion and/or history check.
Got it.
Uh-oh.
Let's do a religion check then.
Okay.
19.
Oh, perfection.
Wow.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. 2 19s. Mix and Z, you two almost snatch a look at each other for a brief second, as you both recognize that Torvali, that word, sounds like an almost direct syllabate root of the name Torval, which you have heard as a Sethani, or as a representative god in like different places. Torval is a god of sort of judgment, strength, and sort of like, and I guess fairness as it speaks. His symbol appears in different places like courthouses and certain other places. You definitely are certain you saw some statues of him in Wadal, actually. You're almost certain of it, but they were kind of just more background things. But yeah, that word Torvali almost just like snags at the two of your ears, just like, that definitely has something to do with that.
Boy's like,
Some fucking words, I don't know, man. Eventually, Brika kind of holds out her 2 arms, and the little one kind of hops into her arms, and she takes her. She goes to mount her riding raptor with the little one, and then turns back to you and just says, "This small one has seen much. I would honestly like to get her home if I could, but it's a separate direction than our trip back to Wadal. Can you all get there by yourselves? The road is not that far."
yeah, it should be fine.
We
I
can.
have to remember the giant scorpion pit thing.
Sandworm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and she'll
Drawn
kind of, she'll indicate sort of off, like in the direction. It's getting a bit later in the day now, so you can kind of see this, a few stars in the twinkle. One of them is a very distinctly bright star. She says, "If you follow that star perfectly, don't deviate anything more than 10 meters, you will perfectly avoid the dunes wherein most of the devils rest. Be careful, though. Follow that path too far, you end up in the canyons, and there are some critters there. Stay on that road and be careful. Follow any caravans you run by, and you'll make it back to Wadal without any trouble."
Sure can do. I'm good with deserts. I'll be able to find my way back.
She kind of comes over to your back, and once more just hefts the bulk of her wrapped brother's body, and rests him down and says, "I will return him back to Wadal after I've dealt with this one. Thank you again for your patience."
All right.
And with that, she rides off into the setting sun. A quick glance up lets any of you know, especially Ploy, it's probably getting close to about, 8-ish, 9-ish in the evening. We're getting definitely peaking on it's midsummer, so like the sun's out for a decent amount of time. But it's definitely gonna be getting pretty dark and pretty soon. You've probably got about another half an hour to an hour's of travel before you want to set up camp.
Right.
Now, do we want to set up camp here? It is maybe too close to the zombie pile, but it is still
Well,
sheltered.
on our way here, the caravans were saying that it's traveling at night is a bad idea. So, and I trust
Yeah.
them more than, they're
Yeah.
locals. So I say we just camp here for the night.
I wouldn't suggest a
Yeah.
fire too much. I'm not sure. We're not sure if anybody else is gonna come around these
Seems
caves.
fair.
I mean, basic nature survival is that deserts, especially in the summer, are insanely hot in the day and insanely cold during the night.
A fire
definitely
is
want a
all
fire.
necessary.
Yeah, you no fire is guaranteed hypothermia. It's not a question.
Yeah.
Can we do something about
Yeah,
the
we'll
smoke then?
start a fire, but let's we'll
can
hang
build it
out
right.
in the cave a little bit. It'll be
I
fine.
mean, if you can definitely get it in easy sense that like the cave's network you're in is pretty wide. If you get a small enough fire going, the smoke would probably not like fill the whole cavern. It probably just like kind of lays its way back towards the upper roofs of the cavern, and you probably can get an easy night's rest off of that. It takes about half an hour for you guys to sort of get your bearings together. And so you make your sort of camping arrangements. I would like to know. Well, first, I want to know what's the night like for you guys? What do you guys do as you kind of start to make your camp for the evening? What are your early priorities? Who handles dinner? Who gathers firewood, if any? Who unpacks your gear? Who sleeps with who in what tent? Or if there's tents involved? Not that way, Dan. Face. Behave.
No.
Don't make me bonk you.
I think
the first
we'll
thing
probably
Mitz is doing is-
Oh, sorry. You guys go.
I was gonna say the first thing Mitz is gonna do is like walk the perimeter and set a ritual alarm spell around the camp.
Yeah. And Ploy's gonna go up to Wolf and say, "Hey, if you want, I can make that hand axe tonight." Got
Yes,
some
I have
time.
some wood making tools if it will help anything I can do. I'm sure you're the craftsman, you tell me what to do on that, but
Yeah,
because he does have
well-
woodsman's tools, I guess carpenter's tools as a proficiency,
Yeah.
so if that helps at all.
Well, why don't you go ahead and roll me crafting with it, or some kind of crafting skill related thing with advantage? I don't even. Is crafting even still a skill anymore in D&D? I don't know.
You can click on the tool you're going to use.
But yeah, whatever tool you're going to use, go ahead and roll that with advantage. And I want to hear what other people are doing for the evening.
Toast. Z would probably be helping, unpack stuff, set stuff up, that kind of thing. Of note, as either when she has time or as they were leaving the cave, she would like to just draw in the dirt or somewhere else, or even carve if she can, just the draconic word for peace at the mouth of the cave.
Alrighty. Yeah, there's more than enough decent sized stones you can grab somewhere. And you just kind of you're easily able to just kind of scrawl that sort of runic script into the top. And Rami actually the little sorry they're gone already. Never mind. Don't mind me. They're gone. I forgot about that.
Wolf would get firewood.
When you write other plans for NPCs by accident, my bad.
Yeah, you want me to just roll 2d20s because I don't have any.
Do your thing.
Well,
cool.
all right.
Funny. Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ploy, you start working at, and the first thing you recognize is that once you've pulled out this sort of broad scale, is that while it's incredibly hard and resilient in the edge surface, the sort of like side of it is a bit more flimsy. So you get some wood fastened around that. You kind of get some some of the lingering sinew and kind of like twist that into like some tight braids and like use that to kind of like. Or wrap that around. You get some leather from your kit, from your gear, and yeah, pretty soon you've got a pretty sizable, pretty decent, 2 decent hand axe plus ones kind of just hanging around.
All right. So yeah, hey Wolf. Didn't take me as long as I thought it would. So here you are.
Okay. But yeah, I think Wolf actually probably went to get firewood if Ploy didn't really need his help. And then, would come back to these things. It's like, these look quite sturdy. Yeah, it seems like you didn't need to mess with the edge at all. And he sort of, like, just tests it against his finger. He's like, huh.
Yeah, it's decently sharp, yeah.
I'm glad that we didn't tingle with this end of the snake, right?
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, the rest of the eve passes. Just a pretty calm and cloudless night sky up above. If you spend any time outside of the cave, just looking up, you'll definitely see just like a curtain of stars out ahead of you. Beautiful night to take a look at. As you all gather your sleep, I'm not gonna bother you guys with watch actions as you have the alarm spell up. So nothing really bothers you in the evening. So out of curiosity, is anyone sleeping particularly near Zanari?
I feel like Wolf
Mitz, maybe?
probably.
Except he's
wants
kind
to
of
be
a he
central.
right now, so he probably would have moved a little bit further. Than...
Well, fair enough. Mitz, you notice that there is almost this, and as a Kalashtar, Z glows every now and then just because that's how that works. But there's almost like you almost kind of like feel like a warmth behind your eyes for a bit as you're like resting your eyes, and you open them for a bit, and Z is just radiant for the briefest of moments for a while. And in your dreams, Z, you hear that children's laughing again, and you see there's a room, sort of large stone room, which looks kind of familiar, strangely. There are sort of a few benches with these strange little tools and kind of trinkets in them. There are a few individuals in this room, one of whom is, or at least looks to be, dressed in a very long woven cloth, very, very flowing and kind of almost billowing in a wind that isn't there. And in fact, as you look around, all of these individuals appear to be decorated in some kind of very strange flowing cloth, kind of just like as they play around, and a couple of the kids are even running. There's some smaller individuals that you assume to be children are kind of running after each other, and their cloaks, their kind of clothing is just almost unraveling like cloth behind them to a degree, just kind of flowing in this, like there's nothing in between the cloth, actually. And you wake up before you can process that too long. Just kind of with a jolt of you just and you're awake, and it's like the wee hours of the morning.
Okay.
So that is how the evening passes otherwise. Pretty uneventful. Z, you can do with that information what you will if you want to wake someone and talk to them about it, or just hold it in for a bit, deal with it later.
Or let people sleep.
Yeah.
Fair enough. The morning comes, a sun cresting over the side of the Akala Mountains, as those first rays of sunlight dart directly into the mouth of your cave and quickly awaken you to a new day of adventuring and exploration. You friends have a journey westward back to Wadal to make. Bessie, your loyal Yabak, awakens, kind of perks up. You can see on the side of her head and on her neck there are these large sort of light sacks you assume are holding water. Again, as they get back, you know that they store lots of water in their sacks to make them be able to go long periods of time without having to consume. And Bessie's sacks look pretty full and healthy. She kind of gives a good shake, feeling awake and active. Maybe blows a bit of hot air over at the side of Mitz's, Mitz's feathers are just ruffled a bit by a quick blast of hot air. And it's a fair morning, and the morning is yours, friends.
First up, today's Z, huh? Up and early, right?
Yeah, was not really expecting that. But sometimes the dreams rise with the sun, which ended up happening.
Ours.
It's just gonna
I'm sorry.
feel like you were kind of glowing last night.
Was I? Oh, yeah.
Embarrassing.
Stop flirting.
That tends to happen sometimes. Just a tribe thing, I guess, is what my people do, which is strange. I wish I could explain more, but honestly, I don't even really know. Yeah, I heard those kids laughing again. In the dream, not in real life. Don't worry, I'm not gonna run after something again, hopefully. But yeah, it was weird. It was really weird. But they seemed happier.
Sounds like we should get away from this place anyway.
Okay,
Well, I was
then.
thinking about that, because our goal was to get into a wealthy merchant's tomb that had a bunch of stuff in it, which definitely wasn't that. So it's probably
Right.
it's probably the one that had all the rocks fall over it, right? The collapse tunnel?
Yeah, I was actually gonna mention
There's
that
no way
too,
we clear
yeah.
that any amount of time. Maybe it would be better served our client if we go back and she can help arrange someone to excavate it. Unfortunately, that means we'd have to come back to help them, clear it out the way we should have the first time if we could get to it. But...
See, I had that thought too, but I was kind of of the mind that we just, depending on the reactions, we might just lie about it. I'm sure we could scrounge a magical artifact between, the 5 of us. And if their reaction is poor, shall we say, we can just hand them a magical artifact and say, here, we found this.
Boy, as you're speaking this, you're feeling one of your pockets feel a little warm. Just a little. It's the one you put the blood gem in, by the way, obviously.
In case that wasn't clear.
Does it light on fire when you start proposing lying?
Yeah.
That would be Wolf's
It's a
reaction.
lie
Lie
Like,
detector?
Gem.
is it
That's
an
your
honesty
pants on
detector?
fire.
It's on fire, Gem!
If you say anything, I assume that you're like, oh wow, what's this?
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Mitz is gonna pluck out 3 feathers and offer each one to the flames, and as they burn, he's going to just offer a quick prayer to the undead, I guess, the released undead, as it were.
That.
So yeah, any thoughts on that? Just just in case measures.
That's fair.
Mitz does not care. He's kind of just
Yeah,
like,
perhaps.
What
research.
about that gem you picked up?
See, I was thinking we hold on to that. It seems...
Yeah, but you want to make a cool poking stick out of it.
Exactly. It seems useful.
It also seems like significantly
Yeah, it
more
also
valuable and
seems
at least more
important.
native than my movable rod or Mitz's water fountain thing, whatever that is. It's very useful. The crystal is
The
from
water
here.
fountain
You
thing
might
has
buy
been
it.
pretty useful.
My concern is that it will get us into more trouble than we want.
to dig out
Just
the
because they have
collapsed
a
cave.
sinister name doesn't mean that we know it's like bad to have.
Okay, I will fully admit I just want to keep it. So
Then how about we go inside and get another one and then bring that back?
Yeah, I'll go with you. I'll hold your
you
hand.
know, that I can agree with.
Okay, sake of RP, I'm gonna streamline this. You go back into place,
Yeah,
nothing happens, you grab a blood gem, you go back outside, you leave.
Okay. We can do this. I think Wolf was a little scared,
You
and
can
he
do that thing, actually.
Okay, we're good.
No, I just love the idea of, Polish just I guess we could go back inside and get a Wolf just like this?
Yeah.
just already went back inside, just has one. You mean like this one?
Yeah, just like that one.
Yep. By the way,
I
we didn't
love
have a
that.
chance, but shout out to Deratize. I don't know what his username is supposed to be pronounced. He's my cousin. He's just coming to say hi. Hey.
Oh god, really? This is the one stream
You're
you're coming to?
doxing this guy?
I didn't say
How
which
is that
cousin. I got a lot.
Mitz does not hear any of this. Mitz is just still praying for
But
these
yeah,
dead.
while they're discussing this, Zeal just kind of pipe up a little bit and be like, also, I just thinking about that journal again that we found in that lab or whatever the hell. There was the mention of the blood gems. We were able to figure that out. But kind of next to all of that were Emir and Sacrifice, which worries me a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm not
and an
sure how
entire
wise
giant
it
room
would
full
be.
Of dead bodies. That seems also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just not entirely sure how wise it would be to have a blood gem so close to the Emir, just because I'm not sure if that could be endangering them or if they are involved in this somehow, and that's putting it in the wrong hands. I don't know. The journal stuff, again, I can't read it, so I don't actually know, but just something seems very wrong about getting, especially a more powerful one, the larger gem, so close.
Yeah.
And Mitz is also kind of concerned that the gem seems to, when it was lit, seemed to be connected to the and fueling the undead.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
we won't take
and,
it into the city. Well,
Yeah, maybe we could bury it somewhere outside, or one of us stay outside. I just am concerned, and this is my... Wolf actually pulls he has like a little notebook, because he has a hard time remembering what was happening on the adventures. So, Shaw Valen, our employer, she is not a local, but definitely knows a lot about what's going on. Is there a way we maybe ask her about all this? I think she would take it well, privately. She might tell us more as to, like, what the context for this is. This could be normal for all we know. I mean, I really hope not.
It's definitely worth the ask.
That's why I wouldn't want to lie to her. I think we should be upfront on this one.
Yeah, we could bring up the word blood gem and see what happens.
No, I think we
assume you guys have this chat on the road.
Yes.
Yeah, we can start walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you get it.
No, we're gonna not move until it...
We're not moving until we do this now.
Until we agree.
Nobody move.
No.
Hey.
So we don't leave.
Right here.
Hey Z, did we take the journal with us?
Ziwa pocketed it for sure. For sure.
Yeah, you get a good early morning start. You make it out of the out of the mountains and down back into the dunes. You spend a day sort of on the road, and then as it begins to get a little bit later that evening, you kind of make about perhaps like much more progress than you sort of early expected. It's probably a bit faster to move. It's like just you guys than having to go all together, even though you're not sort of on like in a caravan or whatever. You're kind of mostly walking. But eventually it gets a bit more late again. Later in the day, you set up camp again for the night. And as you're just about to sort of set up for the night, you notice sort of again that star you were supposed to keep a track on, and you see that you're a little bit off course. So you kind of decide to keep moving a little bit further, just a little bit, and you end up sort of about here-ish to a sort of a secondary mountain-ish area, and you kind of you sort of right at the mouth of this kind of cavernous area. It gets very late. You set up to make camp for the night, and I would like it if no more than two of you, and you guys can decide which two, give me a perception check that's hearing based.
Okay, when you say hearing based,
Based on
specifying that I
sound
can't
you
use
hear.
my advantage with smell.
Yes.
oh, I see.
But I feel like it's still you and me, Ploy, as the ones who are good at this.
Then just ignore that part.
No, you rolled already. Wolf was like totally asleep at that moment.
Yeah, Ploy's still there.
Ploy in the distance, sort of like your guys' camp is about here. A little further down, almost distantly, you hear like some raucous off of it. You hear some pandemonium happen over there. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's definitely some shouting of some kind. Maybe a large crash at any moment. Maybe it sounds like somewhere someone had some bad luck with, something off this way. But in this far in the desert, bandits, a wild animal, who knows, right? But you're pretty certain with your 16, you're pretty certain that whatever happened, one, the sound isn't moving any closer, so it's not traveling, and two, it's decently far enough away that it's probably not headed this way.
Gotcha. Hey guys, there's something going on over there. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty good with the desert, and I can sneak over there myself, but if anybody wants to come check it out with me, I wouldn't be against it.
Okay.
Desert is kind of my thing.
Worth a look.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Sneaking is kind of my thing.
And for clarity, you guys are doing this before the night ends, or afterward?
Before.
Yeah, when you hear the sound, right?
Yeah, when I hear the sound.
All right, give me just a moment.
I also think that we definitely let Ploy and Mako be like a little bit in front of the other three of us, so that they can be stealthy and we can like not have to be as stealthy.
Give me just a moment. I thought
we may have just fucked up.
Nope, everything's fine. You guys are totally fine. Don't stress. No stress.
Everything's
not my
fine when the
problem.
GM says, give me just a moment.
So you start making your way down, and as you are closing in, the sounds eventually kind of filter off. They kind of fade off. You know, you stop hearing them. Also, no, the second I needed was to grab you guys as tokens. It wasn't for anything. It wasn't for anything sinister or nefarious. I promise. And so that kind of happened for a bit. There we go. You guys are all in there now. And so you kind of just spend a fair bit of time traveling, and eventually the sounds kind of pitter off, and you stop hearing them as intently as you would have before. But eventually you definitely kind of close it on the scene of what looks to be the issue, at least. And you see, sort of directly in front of you, a couple of carts. They look to be parked, like, cart that would be pulled by some draw horses or something. There are no horses around, no Yabak, no nothing, just these carts. And as you guys are, if you want to approach them, I will let you guys make a perception check as you approach them, and I will move you guys over to the map.
I think Mako and I should scout out the area first.
You're on the map, have fun.
Alright. Yeah, let's Mako, let's sneak our way around a little bit.
I'm good
Maybe
with
spot me
sneaking.
Alright. Are you deliberately trying to be sure that nothing around would hear you?
Yes.
I'm going to need you to roll stealth.
Okay. Sneaky beaky like.
Big sneaky. Alright, so feel free to make your approach. You're fine.
Just gonna check out these carts.
Did you
See
roll some sort of investigation, perception, insight related things?
Yeah.
That'd be fire. I'd appreciate that.
Check. Oh man, these are some.
Oof.
Wow.
Oh,
This is a very
20.
trustworthy cart.
oof.
Very
But I get
trustworthy.
advantage, no? Yeah.
That's from what?
Because I'm a very perceptive boy.
Oh my god.
I mean, Indiana's chosen terrain, I think.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, I got
Here, you know what? Here, give me a second.
What's it called?
No, you don't get advantage. Sorry. So, Ploy, you kind of pick around the cart for a bit, and you kind of feel like you definitely got the shorter end of the cart stick, as there really aren't a whole lot of boxes or anything on your cart. And you kind of like,
I don't get the natural explorer bonus for desert.
maybe actually.
It gives me intelligence or wisdom proficiency, or my proficiency bonus is doubled.
Oh, yeah, so that would just bring the 8 up more. It wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, you kind of think you got the short end of the stick for a bit. You're kind of looking over and you see Mako got like he's moving a crate and like a box. He's like, oh, what's in this? You're like, oh man, I gotta find something cool in here. And so Mako, you open the crate, and the first thing you find is just like a bunch of rotten fruit in that first crate, like left in the heat too long probably. Looking
It's
kind
a
of
great
gross.
day to not have a sense of smell.
Yeah, you chuck that. You open the second crate and you find a bunch of sort of what look to be like blacksmith's tools, like some hammers and like a few, kind of like a few like striking pitons and things like that. You open a third crate, which definitely is a lot heavier, but you still manage to kind of like shift it. In fact, you kind of like drop it a bit and you tip it over. It's got a couple of weapons in it, some swords, some axes, some random things like that. Ploy, again, you look over and are like, man, Mako got some cool shit. And so you turn and you go and start digging through, just like pulling out whatever random stuff you can. And you finally pull something out of your cart, and it's a body.
Oh,
It's a body!
It's a body!
Look what I found.
So yeah, you.
fresh
I mean,
is
for
it?
you, that's probably good. You can make weapons out of it.
So you.
Yeah.
And as you're, so the first thing I want to know is, you drag out if you feel scales, you drag out Sethani, looks to be a woman, decently older, an adult woman. She has a very sort of like fine trader's robe on, and there is blood all over the center of her, like dry blood all over the center of her gown. Decently recent blood, looks like.
Can I? Okay.
What do you do?
I'm gonna start looking for tracks. And also motion to make him be like, hey, that dead body.
All right.
FYI.
Anyone else want to do anything while this is happening?
I mean, if Wolf can see from where he's at, then yeah, he's gonna approach the cart and at least
Yeah, it
investigate.
seems safe
this
to go
body.
over.
Okay.
Eight.
I mean, question: Has our spell slots been refreshed?
Yeah, you're all
You
fine.
did take a
Yes.
long rest.
Yeah, you've long rested at least once, so you're fine. You guys have got your
Long
slots back. You're
rest for a
good.
second.
Yeah, I heard
Okay.
it too. Don't worry.
I'm guessing that also means hit points come. Do we
I'm
roll
sorry,
for it?
which direction were we heading when we took this, before we
Sure,
took
that's
this
fine.
detour?
We were heading
That's-
rest.
So, Mitz, are you moving up?
Beg your pardon?
Mitz?
Yeah,
Mitz is a little trepidatious about this,
Slide back
but
here.
he's just gonna go and just kind of like, okay, all right, sure.
I would like to roll some
So-
perception for smells, I guess, just because it's a thing I'm good at to try and be like, is there
Roll
other
it.
things nearby? I don't want to be
Roll it.
ambushed.
roll your thing.
I guess I can roll investigation on the body as well.
Yeah, go ahead and do both of those things.
See if
And
I
it's
can-
kind of just okay.
So, oh, cool. So, Dan, you go to look at that body, and it looks as if this body was probably driving the cart, handling the whatever animal or whatever was driving this cart, until something made it go out of control. The animal ran off, the cart crashed, and it looks like either wood impaled her or just broken, internal bleeding from the crash. She didn't survive the crash. Wolf, you kind of start like sniffing around both like at the body and the area, kind of just trying to get a sense of what's going on. Maybe even making it over to the cart for a bit. When you get that super familiar ear twitch you usually get when you hear something very minute. When
What does that ear twitch look like, OGM? Could you perhaps demonstrate?
I hate you. Stop. Yeah. So you hear a very loud, and a single arrow flies out, zips right past that furred ear of yours, Wolf, and plunks itself. Let me roll a thing I forgot to roll. Gotta press buttons. Here we go.
You gotta.
Okay, Ploy, it's that body you have in front of you. It just right in. I mean, again, this woman's already dead. It's not like she feels any pain, but just an arrow just right into her. And assuming typical training when an arrow flies out is to follow the path it took and see if you can see where it's coming.
Yeah.
And as you look up on this hill over here, there are a few.
Wait, which hill?
This hill up here on the left, there are a few figures shuffling around. And as you kind of, try to check out and get a good look at them, you notice they look a little bit like this.
Got shells on their back. Interesting.
Okay, well, that was an arrow. Find
Initiative,
information, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zor'aa's already gone if he can be. He's already
Zor'aa's
sprinting
trying.
directly at them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Right before you all roll initiative, you do hear a voice kind of echo out as loud as it can over the canyons. Drop things! Run!
Is that
Oh.
at us? Or...
Yes,
Oh,
it's
are we-
definitely at you all.
I think Wolf
Is
has a
this a
sense of
bandit?
humor and would drop both hand axes and keep running at them.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, go ahead. I guess we can get some initiative going. Let me find some fucking sweet ass combat music. Hold up. Thought I had some of that shit.
Wolf's like drops and just starts like floating at it.
Whatever makes you happy.
I don't have anything in hand. It's fine.
Let me see. Here we go.
So fast. Meanwhile, Mitz is. Oh my God, Mako!
Oh no.
I thought
Those don't look like good numbers.
He's slow.
Hold up.
Oh, did I roll too early?
I think so, possibly. It's cool.
Yeah.
Here, let me object layer.
Darn it, sorry,
boom,
I didn't
boom.
add my.
You're fine. Mako, what's your initiative?
I didn't roll yet. Let me.
Don't lie to me like that.
It's 4.
I don't appreciate being lied to. Ploy, did you roll? What'd you get, Ploy?
I got 12.
Okay. Let me roll some initiative now, real quick. I gotta press buttons, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Sure do.
That is generally required when operating machinery.
Okay, cool. And then I gotta do hold up. How do I do this? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, cool.
When you have a chance, I do have a question for you before this all goes down.
Oh,
How far do I get towards them before initiative starts, considering that I was running before they even said things?
say you probably got about here-ish.
Okay, perfect.
Makes sense.
I'd be okay with that. I would say though, these canyon cliffs are tall, about 30 feet up.
Okay.
What was I about to do? Fuck. Right, initiative for the bad guys.
Oh, that's what you were about to do.
I'm so good at these. I'm so good at this stuff, dudes. I'm so good at this.
Yeah, you are.
Stuff. All right, what did they get? 16, and then okay, I need to add. And then you guys get, what is it? 8, and then what is it? 18. 18. So Ploy, I believe you had the highest initiative as it stands. Why don't you go at? You don't?
No.
you?
He had 18. I had 12.
Oh, I put them backwards. That's my fault. All right, Z, do your thing.
GM by
Okay. Yeah, before, she definitely got, cut off by, mid-sentence by this guy yelling. She was, beginning to say, we're not here to fight, don't shoot, and she's just gonna throw out a whole person at 3rd level, so it's gonna get 2 of these, potentially.
Oh, okay.
I need wisdom saves.
That's not a thing I want to hear.
Well, you're gonna hear it.
You're telling me these aren't wise turtles? How could you?
How could you?
Okay, I got a 13 and a 3.
The 13 was close, but no.
Oh,
both
that
of
was
them are
close.
frozen in
He
place.
flies amongst his kin, but he's not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ping those for you. This guy and this guy are now frozen in place.
Let me get a little. What's that? Boom. Let's go with that one. Oh, not that. That's not what I wanted. No, not that button either. There we go. All right, cool. They're frozen in place. Anything else for you?
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Hey,
Well, if you're gonna say something, Wolf will take direction if you really don't want to fight, but
hey,
I don't know. They
it's
might
his
be
first
worth
instinct,
talking
but he's not
to.
gonna
If
be
not, we
like,
can kill them.
see, you had initiative 18, correct? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, also at initiative 18, this happens. Boop.
Oh.
Oh
Great,
no. Uh-oh.
And okay, we're gonna shoot at. So the first one kind of walks over here. It raises a very craggly-looking bow and kind of pulls back, looking at Ploy, and fires off a singular shot. Let me actually just move this
singular.
thing over
There's
here.
nothing else like it. The most singular shot ever.
The most singular shot.
Singular, raising the bar.
Does that hit?
Nope.
All right. It's gonna do it again. Does that hit?
Oh. Sure it does.
All right. Here comes some damage.
The first one pings off your shoulder, I guess.
You take 8 piercing.
Ow. Alright.
I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
8. Constitution saving throw. Oh.
So Ploy, so 2 arrows kind of fly out from you, like this sort of Tashti has 2 knocked, one like already knocked, and another one kind of like hanging off of its finger. It lets that first one fly, it hits the cart kind of in front of you and misses. Lets that second one go, it just kind of pings you in the shoulder. And as it enters, immediately that arm just starts to feel a little numb, and your legs feel a little weak. Your movement speed is reduced by 5 feet, and I need you to take another d6 poison damage. 2 more.
Alright.
And then this one here will take some shots at Mitz. You're getting hit. That hits you. Damage. Mitz, I need you to take 17 piercing damage.
Ow!
We fucked up.
And also roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Dude, we fucked up bad.
Never mind. No, we might have to kill these guys.
On the plus side, I did not freaking.
What were you saying about not fighting?
I didn't say anything about not fighting.
Well, I did.
As you think they are.
Well, I mean, it would not, like, it wouldn't do anything right now, but, as a reaction, Mitz is gonna cast Shield, so until the start of my next turn, I get a +5 bonus to AC against
fair
any
enough.
kind of.
Well, there you go.
I feel
You
like
have
tried. You wouldn't have known
Yeah,
until
it just
I hit you
didn't-
that it was.
didn't
Yeah,
quite work.
again, an arrow just kind of comes out and like flies at you, and like you go to get shield up, but like it breaks your concentration and kind of like just hits you again, like right, like your side just like stuns into your side.
Yeah.
You feel it just like really dig into you, and it definitely causes a lot of pain. Can I get that con save, please?
Yeah.
And you're fine.
Okay, but like any other, so if somebody tries to hit me with that,
Don't worry,
again-
he's not done.
Seriously? If it was a 21, that would have been
No.
Oh no, I'm rolling. I'm sorry.
Please don't kill me. I'm dead.
What?
What a monster!
I'm unconscious now.
You fuck.
I am currently unconscious.
Oh no!
Never mind, we go
no.
fight them.
Yeah, so Mitz, you go to throw a shield up, and like you see arrows coming at you, and you throw up a shield real quick, but nothing stops at the shield, and you're like, wait, did they not shoot? And then you look down to see 2 arrows in your torso, and you just fall over unconscious. Yeah, that's a thing.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Not Mitz.
I have things. It'll be fine.
And
Okay.
this last one over here is gonna shoot at somebody. Looks like it's actually I rolled it wrong. Sorry.
So Mitz
Let's
is
see.
just
I'm gonna roll the attack first, and we'll decide who hits after it hits. Does a 16 hit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ploy, does 16 hit you?
No.
Okay. Well, that one misses. It's gonna try it again. Does a 6 hit you?
No.
Okay,
I wonder.
You know, funny
sure?
enough.
He had to try. Okay, so yeah, this one's not feeling it. He didn't get his coffee in the morning, and that's really how that goes. Ploy, go at it, boss.
All right. Question: how tall are these cliffs?
About 30 feet.
They're 30 feet tall.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Looking at my different map, these cliffs are about 15 feet up. My bad.
Okay, 15
Okay.
feet up.
That's
I
my
was gonna say
bad.
toss me, but I'm kind of unconscious right now.
Just throw the body.
No, the point of tossing her while
So-
she's conscious is that she'll actually fly. If she's unconscious, it just don't.
It doesn't.
Ooh,
You can toss me.
how is my
Toss me.
Also, thump.
Metal. I feel like you're heavy.
what?
Mako's like, oh yeah, toss me, and I'm like, wait, aren't you a living
me.
suit of metal? Wouldn't you be heavy?
Okay.
I'm
So,
hollow.
quick question:
Quick answer.
can I make it to here?
You sure can.
And then, secondary question: since Javelin of Lightning goes in a straight line,
Uh huh.
can I throw it through all 3 of them?
Of course you can. Go ahead.
All right.
Are you moving right there?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go here.
As you get to here, I need you to stop and make a dex saving throw.
Here?
Yep.
Okay. Dex saving throw. Oh.
So you get to that spot, and as you do so, you hear a strange kind of cackling sound for a moment as a large net flies out of the bush over here to your left and snags you up, or snags your legs up, and then yanks at you. You are now noticing, if you follow the rope attached to your legs, that it leads to another Tachi, this one riding a large horse.
You're gonna need your good boy to get you out.
Sure will.
Net needs to get the net.
I would say, by the way, you can still attack.
I'm still gonna throw my javelin of lightning, and I'm still gonna aim for this guy.
All right. That straight line is undoubtedly going to hit all three of them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So what kind of saving throw is it?
Ooh, let's see.
DC 13 dex saving throw.
DC 13 dex saving throw.
DC 13 dex saving throw.
Yup.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Holy shit, these both of them rolled 6s. They have really good dex. What the fuck? Okay, you can roll damage, I guess, if you want.
All right.
If you want.
There's damage for ya.
Okay,
29.
so these two right here. Hang on, let me do this. Normally, you put like a little symbol to mark off how tokens dot. Yeah,
They're gone. They're wiped
vaporized.
from existence.
Yeah, like they were there, and then there were just two piles of ash, like just scattering into the wind. Our friend over here, who passed, thankfully, only takes half of that damage. And what's half of that? I don't know if I'm doing math right now.
Half of 29?
Is it rounded up or rounded down?
Well,
So,
if he's the guy I was throwing at,
14.
he takes the full attack damage from like the actual javelin, and then half the lightning damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it'd be like
11.
It'd be 8.
so like
19?
18.
Okay, yeah. So 19. Okay, so he's looking a little hurt, but he's definitely kind of like managed to kind of like get himself out of the way. You can see he has like some singes all along his arm, definitely, but he's still he's still at it, and he looks to like where his two other guys there. Looks over at you, Ploy, and just has like murder in his eyes. He looks very, very unhappy.
Well, I'm gonna say, fuck you too, and throw another javelin at him.
Yeah, hit him again.
Go for it.
hit him again!
Okay,
the
okay.
chairs! Yes!
That is a hit.
All right.
Yeah, so you like huck that second javelin, and he like is still like looking at like the damage from the lightning javelin. He looks over just in time to see another one sailing at him, and it lands in his chest. And like you kind of see him like scramble at it for a second, and then he looks at his fingers as they just start rotting, just like fading away.
Ooh.
And like he kind of just like collapses over as this like mucky, mushy corpse thing. It's not pretty, really, honestly. Not a way I'd want to go, if I had to be honest. Anything else?
Mitz cannot appreciate this. He's currently
That's
unconscious.
actually my turn, but I'm gonna have Net go.
Go for it, Net.
So Play's just gonna, he's stuck a little bit, but he's just gonna turn the net and say, "Net, cover Mitz," and Net's just gonna stand over Mitz.
Put his very large good boy in front
Yeah.
of Mitz to protect
Just
him.
I got
Very
you.
sweet.
He's just gonna. He's just gonna.
I imagine Net's like walking over, just flopping on him, just. I got it.
I got it, boss. He's just gonna
No, I'm
chill there
thinking
for a
like
while.
defensive pose, hissing at anything that comes by, like
Oh, no, I think belly
The
flop.
flop
Just-
is very good though.
Exactly.
He took cover to mean literally.
Okay.
Hello, Snickers.
She wanted to say hi.
Hi, friend.
Small kitty.
Anything
I thought
else,
the
by the
bells
way?
you guys were hearing
boy?
was my cat's.
I don't know.
Nothing.
That's it.
All right. Well, this guy activates and will use his action to pull his rope along with him as he moves, going here, 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 and here, and here, and here. So, you gotta get dragged here for a grand total of 20 feet. meaning I need you to take 4 damage.
Okay.
And then this guy here will sort of raise up. So kind of like the net is now kind of like latched onto his sort of like one of his saddle loops. He raises a bow and aims over here at my friend Mako. That misses, I'm gonna assume. And that's it.
That misses me.
And so then, so his activation is done.
Hey,
But
it took you so long.
but boop. Here comes some more arrow shots. This one's going at Wolf. Does 16 hit you?
Yes. I don't know. I have a shield on my back, and I don't know if that gives me bonus. Because if so, then no.
Let me hang on. You know what? Give me 1 second. How's it work again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, hang on. Yes, actually. You get the shield bonus as it hits your back.
Aha!
In which case, does that still hit? Or no?
It does not.
Oh, yeah, well, then the arrow just strikes into your shield. You kind of look over and like, huh, well, that was convenient. And then this next guy here is kind of going to, he'll kind of look around. He sees his 2 friends over here get vaporized, and you see him kind of look at something on his hip, nervously, but then he kind of just like looks back up and like kind of shakes it off, and goes to take another shot, and this one's going at Z.
Oh no!
That's a miss, I'm
That
gonna
doesn't
assume.
hit though.
And then here's the last one.
Oh,
Does
come
that
on.
hit?
Surprisingly, no. A natural 20 doesn't hit me, even though it's twice my AC.
Oh.
Check, okay.
Jesus.
All right, see, look, it's not that bad. All right.
Okay, so
Okay.
that
Please
I
don't
have a
murder
chance.
me.
I have a chance at keeping concentration. Okay, let me roll out real fast.
So Constitution saving throw when you have time, please. Thank you.
No, the whole person drops.
Uh-oh.
That's fine.
Well,
This
could you
is
give me another one
fine.
for the poison in that arrow?
Poison.
Oh, no.
God.
Okay.
You got the bad one
What's
out for
that?
the bad roll out for the save by
Hopefully,
accident.
let's see.
Oh, the good news in all of this
Okay.
is...
Okay.
So there's 2 bits of good news here. The first is you passed the save. The second is Foxxii got better at making combat encounters, as you can see.
Alright, so let me take that in mind. Damage real fast. Okay.
And yeah, other than that, you kind of, you know, you're fine. Little kind of like dings off of like a shoulder, kind of like a bit of like your shoulder pad a bit. You know, might leave leaves a pretty solid bruise, but otherwise you're hanging in pretty fine. Mitz is unconscious, so death save, please.
Okay. How do I roll this?
I don't fucking know. I don't roll these things. That's
Is
good.
that-
You pass. Yeah. Okay. Good job, Wolf.
Okay, so hear me out. I'm going to run to this spot, and I have 40 feet of movement, so I'm hoping I can athletics check, leap my way over to that.
You can
Just
certainly
run.
try.
I'm definitely going to bonus action rage, yell, I think at Mako as I'm running, just, help Mitz! And then sprinting right there and athletics, I guess.
Go for it.
Okay, come on. And advantage because I am raging.
16.
A 16 barely makes it. I mean, like, it literally meet it. Like, one
Okay.
lower and you'd be face planting right now. But
Yeah, so Wolf's hands go to these giant, like, meaty, almost bear paws. And I guess he just barely scrambles up it by, like, grabbing at the wall.
yep.
And these
Yeah,
two
you're
guys are
up
no
there
longer...
Yeah, and they look horrified.
As they should be.
They don't look happy at all right now.
So, I have 3 attacks, and I actually want one attack. I want them all to be grapples on these 2 guys. First, I'm going to try and get the
Okay.
guy on the right, and until I get it, I guess. and then the last one, and then the guy on the left if I have any left over, I should say.
Wait, can you turn any attack into a grapple?
Yeah, you just replace an attack with a grapple, that's how.
Interesting.
And when I have pause, I have 3 attacks, so, Wolf is attempting to basically just grab their necks and lift them in the air with each hand.
Okay, go for it.
Oh.
I'm not even gonna roll. You got him.
I also do have advantage on these because I'm raging. I built him for this.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I might hold on. Hold on. Fuck.
Nope.
No.
Okay, no, you're
So yeah, I have both of these
I
guys.
can beat that.
I have both of these guys, and so my plan is to just huck them backwards towards the party.
Yeah, I guess just give me like a strength check of some kind. If you want.
I contend that it is athletics again, but
Hey, you know, I'm fine with that.
it's the only strength skill, so...
Lights it out. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah, you huck them. And oh my, I didn't build for this.
To be clear, this is like this way, just to give Mako a chance to stab him real good.
Oh, to clarify, you're throwing them that whole distance, yes?
Well, as far as they'll go, just in that direction.
Okay, so let me roll that actually real quick. Hold on. Okay. So you just kind of turn and like huck both of these guys a good solid like 10-15 feet. Which including the height difference is a decent amount of time to be traveling in the air. This guy here, you know, he's not doing too bad. Must be close to a promotion or something like that. He lands, takes exactly what's that? Sorry. Takes 15 damage.
Okay.
So yeah, he does not look not looking good. He's looking a little bit hurt, little hurt from that one, definitely. And then our friend over here, unfortunately, on the right, yeah, might have been the angle of the throw or the way you did it, but he just kind of comes down neck first, and it.
Oh no.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wolf has no more actions he can take, but he just looks at the last guy and starts growling.
I have to ask a question of you real quick.
Yeah.
Are you trying to intimidate him right now?
Yeah, I mean, if I get a chance to. It's something I'm not great at, but...
Hey,
how is Wolf not great at intimidation?
I had to
That's
take
fine.
Intimidation or nature, and I haven't...
That's fine.
Charisma.
That's
So
fine.
you're a hippie wolf.
Don't roll. It's okay. He looks horrified. Very, very terrified.
I imagine
And
you've
in fact,
seen
you
something
noticed-
like me before.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, these things. So you hear him kind of like chitter a little bit. And you kind of just hear him go, no, and then he kind of like shuffles away from you. He reaches for his waist, similar to the way the other guy over here did for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out a very, very large-looking horn kind of thing, and just gives that a good old toot, like just a real just. Hold on, I got this. Hold, there we go. I can get this nice and. Just nope, didn't go. Nope,
It's fine.
nope,
I'm
didn't
just
go.
imagining an alcohol.
Okay, there you go. Go with the alcohol.
I mean, I think... Did Twitch not hear it? I heard it.
I didn't hear it.
Well, doesn't
Well,
matter.
I also have the stream muted, so
Doesn't matter. Who cares? Point being, there's a very, very loud just.
he tooted
Oh, I
as he
can't do it.
pleases.
And you just start to. You can all definitely feel this thundering in the distance.
Please tell me it's not reinforcements.
And as that happens, you'll notice two things happened. The first is that out of the sort of bushes on the right, another guy riding a mount. This one appears to be like a raptor, not a horse. Pops out and takes off running this way. Just fucking books it. This guy here, the one holding ploy, also begins trying to book it. And as he's... I swear, it's like I always roll great when I want to roll great, and then when I need to roll great, I don't. So he tries to begin getting away. Like he tries, kind of sprints down this way, and like Ploy, you get dragged a little tiny bit as this happens. You don't take the damage though. But eventually he kind of thinks like, I'm not gonna get where I need to get going with this fucking lizard behind me. He takes a small knife. Actually, with his tail, you can see a small kind of stone knife come up, like held, like wrapped in his tail, and slice the rope holding you. Your feet are still sort of bounded and trapped up, but you're no longer attached to this guy here, who will then just continue to sprint and sort of head off. And Ploy, as you're walking into the distance, or as you're sort of laying there on the ground, maybe trying to get yourself together, you're hearing more thundering, you're hearing more roaring, you're hearing some strange things, and suddenly, you turn and notice that your friend over there just gets stomped to death. Like, you're looking directly at this guy, just... something comes down flat to, like, completely crush him solid. And you look up, and you're pretty sure you're seeing the thing they were trying to call with that war horn. As this massive, insanely brutish, thundering lizard with two protruding tusks of worn ivory and strange bangles of bent metal and stone on them just begins to trudge forward with bright red eyes full of... You're gonna assume that's hunger.
You a big boy, huh?
And as you can kind of listen on its back, you can see chattering forward. There are a couple of the more of those individuals you saw kind of hiding out on the cliff. A few more of them seem to be on its back with on the howdah on its back with some bows and arrows. And this thing is just like starting to slowly lumber at you guys. Wolf, did you have anything you wanted to do with us in your turn?
I'm pretty sure that's all my movement, just because 30 feet there, 10 feet up. So I think that's all I can do. Maybe I shouldn't have scared him. Uh-oh.
Damn.
Oop.
I'm so sorry.
Alright.
This is actually, you know what? No, this is perfect, actually. This is perfectly cinematic. I think we're actually going to use this moment right now to go to break.
Hey.
So,
Okay.
As a giant thundering lizard arrives to terrify our party, they must consider what new things await to do as Mitz lies bleeding on the ground. And with that, we will go off to an intermission. Catch us back here in about 5, okay?
Hey, you got a +2 too.
Right.
Yeah.
Puggies.
Did they
Alright, should be back.
Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to the Seven Sons, the Neon Lights Roleplay 5th Edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play homebrew campaign. That's a lot of fucking adjectives to put onto a name.
Maybe we should cut some.
Yeah, we're gonna workshop that. Our players have walked into a goddamn ambush. These strange creatures called Foxxii, which look to be a mixture of like turtle, dragon, armadillo things, are assaulting them on all sides. Mitz is down for the count, unconscious currently.
For now.
With Net defending them. For now. With Net defending them. Ploy's been dragged off for a bit by a rope, but has now been cut loose as this massive thundering lizard has now stepped onto the battlefield with some more Foxxii on its back. I have to roll initiative for this thing, if you don't mind me to do that real quick.
You can't. How dare you?
It rolled very poorly. Mako, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Oh boy. I run over to where Mitz is, and oops, wrong button. And I grab his healing potion and attempt to administer it.
Are you trying to stabilize her? Or them? Him?
Him.
I just ran the gambit.
In his mouth.
We got there.
The whole spectrum of that. I'll nail it eventually.
No, put a potion in his mouth and get him to drink it, I think. Right?
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm cool with that. Could you give me like medicine or like
Typically, it just
that
takes
effect?
an action to feed a potion to somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it just takes an action to do that.
Do it. All right, then.
Yeah.
Fuck it, then never mind.
Drinking
Okay.
it yourself is a bonus action.
Yeah, and as we all know, these are Zor'aa potions of health and not regular ones. So rather than rolling, you simply just regain that 10 health.
Oh,
Okay.
Mitz kind of just coughs and splutters.
As you regain health, per the rules of D&D, you are stabilized. You're fine, basically, pretty much. I think. Are you conscious now?
Yeah.
You're conscious now. You're basically fine. You just, you were on the brink there for a moment.
If you just have someone do a healing word between each of them,
Yeah.
you could die every single time.
What the fuck just happened?
You almost died. What do you mean? Fuck, that's what almost happened.
Ugh.
We appear to be in the middle of an
Everything's
ambush.
Great.
Anything else for you, Mako?
Oh, that was my action, and I don't have a bonus.
All right.
That's my bonus.
Guess I have you to
action,
thank.
hitting people, which I can't do
that's
without
true.
my action.
All
You
right.
don't have
This
that
guy is up. He is.
Who got what?
This guy right here is going
Wow.
to take the dash action and just sprint the fuck out of there.
Oh.
He's gone. He wants nothing to do with this shit anymore. He did his job. He called in the lizard. He's fucking good. He earned his paycheck for the night. And the other person in that group would be this guy right here, who will spend half of his movement to get up, and the rest to just shamble over here, I guess. Check on his friend. Notice that his friend is dead. And kind of just like, kind of see him like come into like a defensive curl, his bow up, and like again his like tail kind of rising, similar to the other one, the one you saw that was riding the horse, Ploy. There is like a sort of like a small bone knife kind of like wrapped up in this guy's tail, which he kind of like is like flashing back and forth as he's like hovering over his neck injured friend. And that's their turn. Z, it is you.
Okay. Well, cool. I thought I was gonna do like my entire turn like just doing all support stuff, but that's cool. So fun question.
Fun answer.
The thing that is holding up these people on the lizard's back, would you consider that a construct?
Uh-oh.
Give me the logic on this.
So if it is something that is built and put onto this thing, is it not a construct? I don't know.
Oh, what for what?
For the purposes of maybe shattering it.
Oh no!
And that's the platform on
If you
top of it would
that would do
shatter.
double damage to it. Everything would take damage in that radius, but that in particular would do double damage.
Could you send me the
Yeah, let me put it in chat. Let me put that in chat
Just
real
put it in chat
fast.
so I can have a look at it.
I'm pretty sure that the rules are it does double
Also,
damage
back
to.
up with his damn ears off.
Hey.
Also, Z, you get
No, that's not
do
what I
whatever you want to do.
Hey, come back here. No. Give me the description, please. Gosh.
I mean, yeah.
I
You
don't know
gotta
how to
keep
do
You had
that.
to say
no.
it, didn't you?
It's okay, hold on.
Get you gotta
I
put the ears back on.
No, come back. I did not try to do it through D&D Beyond. I'll be honest.
The ears. They got redeemed twice.
Maybe it's, no, that's not. I don't know how to do this through Beyond 20.
You mean Roll20 or?
Well, I have
Yeah,
D&D
3
Beyond
times.
in the extension
Oh,
to
yeah, then I
just
have no
cast
idea.
that through, so I don't know how to give the description through this.
Hang on, I just gotta read out. Okay, alright,
Yeah,
okay,
so-
you know what? Alright.
Creature, center on a
I
point.
know, alright, I read it. I'm gonna call the ruling on this. Okay. Technically, were I being by the rules of the spell, it says every creature must make a saving throw, and on a fail, it takes double damage. But we all know how I feel about official D&D rules and spitting on Gygax's corpse. So,
So we
Go
don't
ahead,
fuck
have
with the rules.
go ahead, have fun, do it.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
Double damage, have fun, enjoy, whatever, I don't care.
Okay, well, cool. So the
We'll say that
living
harness
things...
shattering is gonna hurt it a lot.
Yeah, the living things have to make con save, so they have a chance to not take as much damage.
Oh. The question becomes how high of a chance?
Alright. DC 15, so...
Nope.
It's not
That
a
guy's
lot.
fucked. That guy's okay.
Okay, that one made it.
That guy's fucked. And that guy's fucked.
Okay, so they take the full 12, and the one guy takes 6 instead. But yeah, no, that lizard is probably also in that radius.
Yeah, I gotta just find
Yeah.
I just find in the character sheet. Sorry. There we
No
go.
problem.
Buttons. It's a con save. You said.
Yeah, it's Constitution.
Doing it.
Okay, so that's another 12.
Yeah, so
Unlucky.
I just this concussive bang just rings out, and oh, I made this made of wood. Didn't fuck. Well, yeah. So a concussive bang rings out, centered on the middle of this howdah here. You see a couple of figures just go flying out of it, and the lizard itself kind of like roars forward, and like it kind of like roars a bit and like steps forward. As it does so, though, the howdah itself just kind of like breaks apart over on its back and like, you know, falls away. The 4 individuals who were on its back shooting arrows, you don't see what happens to them, but you're pretty certain they're not getting up. And I need to do another con save real quick, if you don't mind.
I mind so much.
I know you guys mind, and that's why I gotta do it. Oh, trust me, you want to mind this. Oh, you definitely want to mind this. How much movement speed did I give this thing? 40 feet.
He's
Uh-oh.
as fast as me.
What? This thing?
Big legs.
It's
Got
not-
them big
Boy is
feet.
in trouble.
it's also not just moving.
Oh no.
I'm gonna need
I made a mistake.
all 4 of you actually, and that includes Net in this instance, to make me a dexterity saving throw. With the quickness,
Oh, no.
please.
Or that's
Uh-oh.
excluding ploy?
Boy, you're. Ooh, actually, nope. Ploy, you're in this too. Actually.
Shouldn't have said
Uh-oh.
anything.
Oh,
Alright, that's ploy.
Oh, good.
And where's Net? Dex, you said? Dex,
Yep.
yeah.
Thank you.
Please don't knock Mitts out right after they just got up. He just got up.
You roll, Mitz.
13.
13.
So anyone who failed takes 23 bludgeoning damage.
Oh!
Wait, what was the DC?
Cap. Yeah.
15 was the cap.
Okay.
So, Z, you're fine.
So
Ploy
Mitch
is fine.
Just unconscious.
Ned is
yeah.
not.
Yeah,
Mako is not, and Nips
very
is not.
fine.
It's just doesn't get to do anything. Just completely falls unconscious again.
Ned
and
is
it just-
out.
What happened? Crunch.
Oh, okay. At least it keeps going.
Okay, he's going. It just like, so it kind of like roars a bit in pain, and you notice that there was sort of a small like kind of whipping mechanism they had up top to kind of keep this thing in line. With that no longer being a thing, it just kind of rampages and just runs this way 80 feet in a straight line. Almost doesn't even notice the small little people under here that just kind of stepped on. Also, this card here is fucked. It's driftwood at this point.
So Ned is also out.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh no, I missed.
as it's like running, just a batter of the leg just swipes Net and Mitts just super hard. They go flying, maybe fall back a couple of feet. They hit the ground for a bit, and they are unconscious for a while. But as some good news, seeing this their beast of burden taking off into the desert, these two here seem to be immediately scrambling down the cliff to either make off after it or run the fuck away. You're not really sure. But you definitely can tell they don't seem to be worried about you guys anymore.
Alright, seems good. So I still had a bonus action that all I wanted to do was roll to determine what tail I might bestow as an action a little bit. So let me just roll that d8 real fast. That's a 2. So what tail is that? That's the tail of the warrior. That'll be interesting.
I do.
But yeah, she begins to weave a tale about a renowned duelist who fought many battles and learned and refined their skills to eventually become the person of legend that they are. But yeah, that is her turn.
So
What does that do?
you close your eyes and you open them for a bit, and you're glowing with a bit of the radiant power as you begin to like recall your warrior's tale of the duelist and the perfect bladesman. You notice that while you've recalled this tale plenty of times, it's a pretty common tale of yours, you start saying the words a bit differently. The first thing you notice is that the word caretakers is in the first sentence, which you don't ever recall hearing in that story before, ever. But you continue, kind of lost in the trance of this story, just letting it all flow. And as you begin to just glow and radiate with the energy of this story, fully getting yourself into it, behind your eyes you see a flash of an image. There's a man, thin, lithe, and actively moving, dancing in circles as he spins around. A fleet of small but shiny sharp blades dance around in high arcs behind him as he executes impressive spins and twirls and loops. But again, as you sort of look around the billowing cloak of motion that is this person, at least their clothing, there doesn't appear to be any skin or personhood under this cloth woven wrapping of this person. And then, just as quickly as that image comes, it's gone. And you're back to reality. And you somehow didn't ever stop. You somehow didn't ever stop reciting the story, even like while being lost in this image.
Wild. What does it mean? I don't know.
What do they mean?
I'll have to spend next turn or an action in the future actually bestowing it, but what it's going to do at some point is on a hit that someone gives, the target of their hit takes force damage equal to 2 rolls of my Bardic Inspiration die plus my Charisma mod. So, fun stuff.
Ooh, exciting. Fun things.
Extra strong
Alright,
hit.
yeah, seriously though. Once I actually get there. But yeah, that's it.
So yeah, if you guys want, we can end initiative here as there are no more active combatants, technically speaking. These
Okay.
two guys here are kind of trying to make their way the hell out of here, or in some capacity. This guy here appears to be kind of just like warding over the corpse of his friend. He definitely is still looking over at you guys, like kind of like scaredly, darting around, but he's not moving from over this body. And you can still, behind you, or at least those of you who are still conscious, can still hear the thundering boom of this gargantuan lizard just thundering off into the distance, away from you all.
All right, immediately, 2 guys that are incapacitated gonna cure wounds that.
There you go. Go
First
ahead.
one. Second one.
Okay, well, yeah, tell us how that happened, what that looks like, Z. Go ahead.
Easily enough, once she exits the trance that she was in, and like takes like maybe a second or two reflecting on, like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? This happened again. I don't understand. Looks over and is like, oh my god! It's just like with both hands, just one hand on that, one hand on Mitts, and just cure wound both of them, patching up at least the superficial wounds, and making them not bleeding out.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, you return to consciousness again, Mitts.
Been a roller coaster for you.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like,
Play's gonna yell at
I
Wolf.
have
Grab that guy. Don't let him get away.
Yeah, no, that's good. I didn't want to interrupt. I didn't want to interrupt Zanari's moment, but yeah, I think Wolf, while still raging, just one big jump leaps down on top of this guy to grapple him, and just hold him up by his neck away from him and start being like, "Do you speak common?" And if he doesn't answer quick enough, just, this is sand, right? That we're over sand.
It is sand, yes.
Yeah, then because it's a slightly soft surface, if this guy doesn't answer quick enough, it's just, or do you speak common, until he does.
Alright, well, go ahead and roll me that grapple.
That's what that athletics was, the 24.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just rolled it when the start was happening.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, you just kind of ring this guy up by his little neck. You press him into the ground and scream, "Do you speak common?" into his face, and at first, the first time he doesn't say anything, he kind of just looks at you panically and angrily. The second time, though, with much more force, he definitely appears to be a bit more cooperative as he like just rapidly shakes his head in the affirmative, trying to indicate that he at least understands what you're trying to say.
I think that Wolf doesn't actually know what he wants to ask. It would be mostly bringing him over here and being like, "So, you fucked up." He's like lecturing him, I guess, as he gets back towards the group.
Fair enough.
Just move him.
We'll have
It's
God.
definitely like, point this guy's face at them. You see, you did this, and I'm not happy.
Alright, so, Wolf, could you give me a perception check? Real quick.
Alright.
Alternatively, what's your passive perception?
14, I believe?
Cool. Oh, neat.
Well then.
Not bad. So yeah, you have this guy kind of just by the scruff of his little neck shell thing. You're kind of just like, you're dragging it back. Idly distracted for a bit, you probably easily forgot that these things tend to still carry knives on their tails. And you remember that as one lashes out at you, but you kind of manage to see it coming enough that you kind of like swing it out of the way, so the tail kind of just like swipes up at you. Maybe like brushes some fur a bit, but doesn't cause any actual damage to you. But it's still kind of like just waving that tail back and forth, just trying to see if it can nick you with this knife enough to get away.
Yeah, if it's gonna try, then I'm throwing it into the thing right next to me, the wagon, as powerfully as possible, and then still gonna be on top of it, be like, "Do you really want to do this? You can sit here and listen to me, or..." But yeah, what do you want me to roll?
You're making a mistake.
Whatever you feel will be appropriate to roll in this instance.
Yeah, I guess the throw would be athletics, but I feel like I'm trying to intimidate him into stop doing thing.
Pick either. That's fine.
I feel like this is more true to what he's trying to do, so...
So yeah, you kind of turn and chuck this guy into the car, and he yelps in a fair amount of pain. Looks like, some things are definitely broken / not in place. You kind of shuffle back over him to come over top of him, and you start kind of like talking down at him, and you get the feeling that while he did understand the "Do you speak common" as a pretty simple question, maybe that was a bit more of a stretch answer than it was meant to be given. As he does seem to pick up sort of small individual words, but you can kind of tell like there are moments of you talking where this thing's just kind of like, yeah. If anybody decides to care, these two are definitely trying to just like scamper their way off towards, where the lizard ran off to.
If they look like they're really running, I don't know that Wolf cares that much.
Yeah, they're not worried about you guys at all. They are very clearly focused on that giant lizard that's getting away.
Mitz is still very confused after having been knocked out twice.
Vince might have a concussion.
Floyd just cares about checking on net and getting his javelins.
All right.
So were both the carts destroyed?
Yeah, they're both wrecked, honestly.
And the crates that I pulled out are also destroyed?
Yeah, they're there's not really much of anything. Anything that might have been salvageable in those carts is probably sawdust now.
I mean, if it's a magic
Even the
item, it would
weapons?
still be around, right?
I mean, magic items, yeah, but you're not seeing any instance of those.
Wolf picks his weapons back up, though. The hand crossbows. Holy can.
Yeah. Cool. That works. The sort of last of these Tashti you have just kind of switches his tail back and forth a bit. He kind of just sort of doesn't try to say much to you. He every now and then he does kind of wait a few bits and then try to like lash out again with that little tail blade of his. But eventually kind of realizes like it's not working out for me. So he kind of sort of drops that tail blade, like lets his tail kind of hang free. But definitely still doesn't speak to you at all.
Well, I think Wolf will try and call people over if they seem conscious. Just like
you guys
behind
not
Wolf.
concussed?
Yeah. Behind him and just... Well, I didn't know if we wanted to keep someone to interrogate or ask questions, but if any of you can speak to him.
Perhaps. I mean, what do we want to know?
Well, I'm not sure. I just thought it was good to have someone.
I agree.
Better than not.
Mitz kind of speaks in like a garble of like primordial and common, and it's just kind of like, who's this?
Could anyone approaching the small creature give me some kind of like vibe check test? Insight, perception. Insight works fine.
Sure.
Give me some check into the
Check.
Z, as you approach this creature, where there was this like strange kind of fervent desire of like fighting back while Wolf was holding him, as you approach, that just kind of shifts into panic. You get the feeling that these guys are just raiders, probably natives, given how well they knew the terrain and things like that. Other than that, they were probably just looking to set an ambush for a meal or some good shit to steal and pawn off somewhere. They don't appear to be overly like plan. They weren't looking for you guys at all. In fact, the only thing this guy can worry about is how we can get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. You don't just look directly at him. I was worried about that. Y'all were just here doing your thing, but you fought the wrong people.
Yeah,
I think you're. I think the panic's settling in your eyes. I think you're coming to that realization real fast. Guys, I don't think he has any useful information that we're gonna need. Just based on that expression.
Information? It says very loudly to you in like a barked, chipped voice.
So you recognize
Okay. Information.
Tashti no thing.
Oh, okay. What thing? What thing you know?
Man come by
Man,
Okay.
come by.
with camel with big creature water drinker.
Okay.
Ah.
Are you back?
He come by large thing behind him larger than what did I name those things? I totally forgot what I named them. Nope, not those things.
Devils?
Something.
That larger than man came thing large thing behind him larger than Jatalsha, and you could kind of tell by the symbol he makes, that the Jatalsha is the colloquial name for those giant fucking lizards you just saw.
Katalshta. I'll have to write that down.
My list.
Yeah, he's got
And his robes were of fine gold. We attacked, but I lost friends.
Yeah, it seems to be a running theme.
You guys fucking suck!
They got farther than like the one band. Remember
They
the one
picked
time?
the wrong fight, yeah. They picked the wrong fight, listen.
Which way did he go?
And he kind of thumbs in the direction that, Ploy, you can pretty easily tell is definitely back towards Wadal. He head that way!
And where did he come from?
He points in a direction back towards the tomb you were just in.
Yep.
Could
be the owner of this, and she holds up the journal. I'm not so worried about that.
Did he,
Say
when
how
you
many days
attacked
ago.
him,
What?
how did
How
he
many
fight
days
back?
ago?
He looks kind of up and like kind of starts to like chart the clouds and like the sun for a bit. Reaches down, grabs up a handful of sand, and like kind of lets it blow away. 2 weeks, 6 days.
Okay.
Anything special about how he fought?
Magic, evil magic, sick magic.
Yep.
Can Mitz like try to emulate like the feel that he felt in the tomb? Like just like, but like kind of he's kind of out of it right now. He's just like, I remember it, and just like try to like emulate that incredibly oppressive necromancy. Like,
If you would like to try, I'll look at an Arcana for that. Yes.
he's like kind of a little bit, just a little bit crazy right now.
He did get repeated concussions,
Yeah.
so you know.
So a couple concussions happen. So you, Mix, you sort of like try to kind of like feel out that same necromantic force you felt, and while you kind of like touch the energies of death for a brief moment, it's nowhere near that raw and oppressive feeling. And like you can just kind of see the Tashi kind of just sniff a bit at it and just says, "Yes, like, but more."
Trust me, you don't want her to do more.
I don't think that's what he meant, guys.
Yeah, but we're
doesn't
we're
know.
just
He's dumb.
playing with it. We're gonna play.
Vince is just kind of like, ooh, this is everything's looking pretty colors
Well,
right now.
Okay,
Unless we have more to
that was
ask him.
really good, Mitz. But maybe rest, maybe sit down.
Yeah,
Because I'm actually very concerned about you.
Okay,
Am
right
I
now,
wearing anything
please.
special?
Sorry, what was
Was the
that?
guy
Wait, what?
wearing anything special? Anything
No,
identifiable?
yeah, what's he got on him, I guess.
So he has on him, he wears kind of like a set of sort of burnished, like kind of like chipped bronze plates. The lower of them looks to be like a very, very simple kind of like tunic style gown, you know, maybe something made from like some rough animal hides.
No, not
Huh?
Tashti, the guy he fought.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, I
was he
misunderstood you.
wearing? Yeah.
oh, yeah, he wore fine robes. Very, very nice robes.
Interesting.
Good for a trader or a commoner. I see many.
You see many, you say.
Like,
Yeah.
better than trader or commoner.
Well,
Well, if we don't have
This
anything else
definitely
to
sounds
ask
like
him,
the person.
I think Wolf is actually like weirdly okay with this. He like just kind of puts the guy back on his feet. It's like, you sprung the trap on the wrong foe. You might want to be better at it next time, or less ambitious. And you just gonna like let the guy go. He's like, hey, this is just how
okay,
it
bye.
is.
He just bolts. Like the
bye.
moment you let go of him, he just bolts. He takes off. He just just gone.
Like,
Fair enough.
are we gonna say bye to the friends there?
Oh God, can we get?
you know, let's say bye from here.
Yeah, we should probably find a different place to camp that's not
Yeah.
their ambush spot.
Yes.
Let's head on back to the map then.
Chloe is also gonna.
Oh, wait.
grab some Tashti
Is there
shell.
any was there anything at the spots where they were hiding out? It looked like there was a
Like a
campsite.
little hut.
on
Oh,
the-
yeah, a couple small tents. Wolf, you kind of got a good look at them. They were definitely meant to be kind of like backpacking tents for like a temporary stay, not like a long-term like thing. You don't think there was anything worthwhile or important in them. You saw some small like little trinkets here or there, some shiny things, but nothing special. I'm sorry, Flo, you mentioned something before we went back to the map?
Yeah, he's gonna try to scavenge some, because he saw that the Tashti have that nice shell, and he wants to scavenge some of that stuff.
Alright, I will give you 2 Tashti shells.
Okay.
And just mark them in and wherever you want. You make it back to your campsite. Bessie, your loyal Yabak, has been waiting patiently with the gear. You noticed that you had a small little sort of satchel full of a fresh fruit that you'd love to, and that you all found you were a pretty big fan of as a light snack. And half the satchel is gone. You're not sure if it was like some desert creatures or some roving, orphans looking for a quick snack, but you had a pretty full satchel full of these apple things, and a good chunk of them are gone. But yeah, outside of that, most things look to be in their place. Nothing too valuable looks misplaced or missing or anything like that. You just kind of look to be, a good regular old campsite. As you make it back, again, the night is kind of creeping in over the sky, over the sky. Unfortunately, as you guys all remembered, you chose to go do that instead of long resting. So as you begin to make it back to your campsite, you can start seeing those first couple of rays of sunlight start to peek over the horizon. Just the tiniest little bit. But there's still more than enough time in the evening for you guys to get at least a couple hours of sleep, and nothing else still counted as a long rest.
Okay.
In fact, you might even probably just sleep in a little bit. You wake up a little bit later in the day than you would have liked. Let Mitz recover from at least the 1 or 2 concussions he's dealing with.
Just the one or two.
At least one of them. You wake up, there's a scorpion in somebody's bed. It's kind of gross. Other than that, pretty uneventful traveling. You do some more roving around for a bit. And eventually, as you get to about here, you notice there's a sort of... You're walking down a sort of long, winding, well-trodden road of high dunes. There's a dune arcing rise into a rocky plateau that kind of like eventually teeters off back towards the mountains up here to the north. As you're passing that plateau, you look up and see a few Sethani. They look to be just younger individuals. Too hard to tell from the distance because it's decently high up. They're definitely dressed the same in these sort of very simple tunic style, or I guess like almost, kind of like martial arts gi style sort of tunics, very, very simple, fashioned around the waist and the chest. They move in these very, very, very ornate kind of dance-like patterns. Again, twists, turns, dance that look perhaps a bit familiar to a certain someone in the party who might have experienced a certain flash. But most interestingly, while the 2 that appear to be the youngest or the smallest just move in these, kind of like moving through these patterns very simplistically, the 2 larger that appear to be either leading this ornate dance or teaching, behind them there is a flash of sunlight and a glint of steel as these almost like few inch long triangle-sized or triangle-shaped blades dance, almost floating on the wind behind them, following their hand motions, and every time they move into a flaring kick, they fly up out in a sharp, jagged line and then circle around, almost as if just through raw force of will, they're moving these blades with their motions. They don't notice you as you just pass them. They're just seemingly lost in their dancing, training. Just absentmindedly doing this. This is definitely the first time you've seen individuals like this.
That's pretty.
I think you're a little bit more okay. You got some...
Still feel a little bit groggy though.
You gotta work it off. Unless anyone wants to do anything, with that bit of information.
Well, thinks it's beautiful, but he doesn't have a premonition that says he ought to pay attention.
Yeah, I was like... They look so much like the dream that I just had. What? I don't understand.
A dream you had while you were asleep.
Yes,
Like
the one that apparently the one that I was glowing, and or at least Mitz saw that I was glowing 2 nights ago. And then again when I was telling that story about the duelist, there's not a caretaker in that story. I don't know why I said that.
Do you... DM, I guess, to DM. Do you mind if I just try and get a whiff of these guys, just like to be familiar with it? Because this is very impressive,
Sure.
but if they have a sense of fate to them, I want to make sure I don't get snuck up on.
Sure, go ahead and grab yourself a quick little whiff if you want. There's definitely only those individuals up there. There's
It's
a couple
more for me to be
scents you pick
familiar
up.
with it later.
Oh yeah, the scent you most distinctly notice is this flower-like, almost like fragrance, incense, some sort of perfume-like scent that appears to have been applied to some of them, and it's not like overbearing from any of them, but it's definitely a decent enough whiff you're catching. With your enhanced node, you can catch it even from here, from all of them. They all seem to be wearing this scent to some degree, at least.
It's during the day now, right? It's sunny out. Okay, so Ploy's gonna tap Z on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, let's just go introduce ourselves."
I think we should check it out. I think they might know something. Either the
say
mission
hi.
at hand or
I mean, you're the one who
Yeah,
has vision,
roll that.
so
We can split it with them.
you can be the one to lead this. I don't know that normally that's
Yeah.
a thing I would say to someone is, "Hey, I saw you in a dream."
I mean, it's always
Well, it
consult.
depends on the context.
Good idea.
I guess it's pretty
yeah.
common.
You move to ascend the plateau. It's not super steep, the kind of steep where you might need to do a small bit of a hop, skip, or jump here or there, but overall it's pretty straightforward climb up. You ascend over the crest of the plateau and aren't immediately noticed by these individuals as they, after maybe a brief pause, are back into their dance. Just incredibly innate motions. A high sort of arcing arm sweep makes a wide crescent swing. It makes a wide crescent swing above them, and then kind of like eventually one of the older ones sort of almost passively sort of glances an eye and sees it, makes contact with at least one of you. There's a sort of a finale to this sort of dancing move as they kind of bring their arms together in a sort of tight breathing motion and then press down, and all these spinning blades just shoot in a perfect circle around them into the dirt or into the sand around them.
Wolf applauds. Pretty.
Yeah, we have guests. Welcome, friends.
That was impressive. Want a sweet roll? It's my last one.
Just
Just
That's how he makes friends. Ploy's just food.
I mean, food.
Would you like food?
Exactly. Sweets.
From someone who was less genuine, that would feel a little creepy. But I think Ploy probably pulled it off because he's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, hey, I got this food, by the way. Don't know if you're feeling that or anything, but...
let's be honest. If Mako offered someone food that directly, we'd all be like, "What'd you do to it?"
Hey, I don't have to eat it.
I guess
So,
that's true. You're like, I don't know.
So he kind of offers a very, very low, kind of very formal bow and just says, "And the Twilight Twins' blessings upon you, friends. What brings you this way?"
Hi. Thank you for the warm welcome. My name's Zenari. This is going to sound absolutely crazy. But I guess crazy things happen all the time. But I believe I've had a vision of you and your group not too long ago. That just, I don't know, just kind of pointed me here.
The man kind of folds both of his hands together under the folds of his robe, which has like slightly longer sleeves. Kind of slowly shuffles forward towards you, Z. He stops maybe like a foot or two in front of you and quirks ahead and just kind of makes eye contact with you very directly, unblinking for several moments, just silent. "No, you have not heard the call of the blade in your soul. You aren't one of us. Yet you claim to have seen us in your dreams. Tell me more, Zenari."
Well, at least in the dream proper, not just the vision that I had actually the day before, but 2 days ago, there was this dream of several children playing, as well as some larger individuals, and they had very similar flowing robes to you all, but for some reason it didn't feel like there was any person or any skin underneath those robes. It's hard to make sense of. I'm not really sure.
He cuts you off as if they were woven of cloth.
Yes.
There is sort of this bright, almost curious smile on his face, and he just says, "You have seen things, child. I fear I must return to my lessons with these little ones. But there is much I wish to learn from you. And something in the heavens says I will see you again. Go with the twins, Zenari and compatriots. Your questions will be answered. Soon."
Did we get his name?
And without saying much, he just kind of shuffles back over towards his students.
Okay, yeah. If he just goes, the researcher and her is just like, what does it mean?
I will say, could you give me real quick? You know what? Both history and religion. If you give me both real quick, because there are 2 bits of information I'd like to give you, and I'll see how much you get about either one of them.
There's history.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a religion.
All right. So, the term Twilight Twins is not horridly unfamiliar to you, Z, but it's not striking a nerve immediately. You feel like if you did a bit of digging, though, you'd probably get something that you'd be like, he meant that. Got it. However, it clicks for you, and you're not sure how it didn't before. As you're staring and looking back at them as they resume this blade motion dance, you recall a book you read once about the Blade Soul monks. At least that was the term that outsiders used to describe them. They were rumored to be this order of individuals who attune themselves fully to the spirit of battle, to the idea of finding perfect peace and harmony in the motions of combat, and in doing so, imbue part of their souls into the blades they spin around them in wild dancing combinations. It is said that once, during a great conflict, they reaped an insane toll of bodies upon a certain battlefield, and were from then on revered as not to be fucked with. However, something during that war sent them off into isolation. And you know what? With that 27, I'm gonna go ahead and stretch that and also say so you kind of like you've read of them before, and it's much like now when you first read about them, you were like, oh my, I have to read more. So you did a bit more digging in your youth and your past. And one thing you did notice is that you looked into that style of martial art, that blade dancing as it's called, and you found a fair number of sources, most of which point towards here in Zor'aa. But there was one curious source from an individual that wasn't well accredited, but did mention that it's certainly possible that the Blade Soul monks didn't invent this technique of martial arts. Rather, they were taught it. Or at least the first of them were.
Very curious.
Blade Soul monks are dirty thieves. All right.
Dirty, copyright infringing thieves. We'll hear from Lord.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's about the most eventful thing that happens on the rest of your journey. In the interest of getting you guys to where I need you guys to be for a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and just say that the rest of your trip towards Wadal, being only about a day or so out, is pretty straightforward. Again, someone gets a snake in the boot once or twice, in the bedroll, minor stuff. Somebody burns the rations one day.
Eats the snake.
Yeah, Boy eats the snake because he felt like it.
Cousin!
Taste. It's just like...
Walkwood. Yeah, snakes get eaten if you got it.
It's lovely idea to be like, cousin! Not bad. Eventually, you make your way back into the Crown of Daggers. The gates high and open. You do notice that while you do definitely still have those 2 blood gems in your pocket, nothing seems to happen as you pass the city gates. Pretty straightforward. Just a straightforward travel through the gates. Nothing that happens.
Definitely
you make your way through.
Let's keep it covered. Don't fiddle with that.
Yeah.
You make your way through the town. Again, still catching a few small individual stares from people, as you are all still kind of newcomers to this place. You've been here less than a week. Or maybe a bit longer than a week, actually. A week or 2.
Hey, DM is rating us.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's rating us? 8? Bro!
We love you, Saint. Oh my
Oh,
god. Saint.
What?
This is
Saints!
Too kind.
You guys are
Thank
amazing.
you.
Welcome, Raiders, to Neon Lights Roleplay. We are in the middle of our Seven Sons D&D campaign. There's more adjectives, and I don't like adding them. So you guys make your way back into Wadal, and I'll even give you guys the cool little city map I made and took so much time making it, because I hate myself, I guess.
It's so cool.
You creep your way back through. For those who remember, you can usually find Shah Valen's place, Ancient Curiosities, here in the Gold District, sort of off towards the east there. You come in through the gate, make your way through a sort of large causeway, passing shops and rolls and rows and things like that. Eventually dipping off to the right to find a large courtyard where directly outside of the main gate, Shah is already there waiting for you. I can even do the effort of pulling up their token again. There we go. Boom. So yeah, she kind of just like approaches you again. This like very tall, lithe, dark elf woman. Just you return. And in one piece. Most of you, at least. Should I assume
do what we
success then?
promised. Partially. I think that it'd be better to talk about it somewhere private.
yeah.
Very well. No stranger to, dealing with matters in private. She kind of just waves a hand
Dumb,
very
but he ain't stupid.
A couple of things happen. The first is, again, you see two sort of servants or, servile individuals run up to a set of doors here and kind of the main doors and kind of lift them open. She kind of, with a wave, sends you all in. Sort of starts quickly walking towards that door, and then with another hand wave, a set of two servants come out, one with a sort of plate of, small, like, pastries on a dish, and another with a large sort of vase containing a warm, sweet, leafy fluid. That's probably tea, and a set of glasses. And they kind of come immediately over to where you are, and she kind of just like, Shah kind of offers a hand to you, indicating like that they should be served to you. Each of the big guys kind of go to each one of you, offering you the plate of snacks, and then also offering you this a quick cup of tea. And she says, come, comfortable. Now tell me, what'd you see out there?
Mitz is going to first cast Detect Magic because Mitz is just kind of like, okay, we've been ambushed by magic like 3 times now. Please stop.
So you are casting Detect Magic.
Yes, like with the like as an actual like spell, not ritual.
Oh,
it's just
okay.
gonna just be like he's just gonna go. One moment.
Shah definitely raises an eyebrow at sort of as the energy kind of rises in you and just says, magic is illegal in parts of this city. I would advise caution.
Is it?
But other than that, kind of doesn't seem to say anything.
It's like,
I have so many
good to
questions
know.
on what counts as magic later.
And I will ask questions later, but first.
She also offers a very wide smirk and just says, I would hope in telling you that, you'd assume you can trust me then, yes? Now then,
Sure.
what did you find in there?
I'll explain. You guys don't mind, don't you? Well, let's go
Great.
front. So we found a location of a cave-in, and it seemed like one or two of your associates were under that. And we assume, just first off, to get to the tomb that you want us to get to, we're going to have to bring some kind of excavation team. It's not something that we could fix within weeks on our own. That up front. It was the second tomb that I think some of my smarter companions will be able to explain more fully that has us worried. Because there was a new one unlocked. I think that's where your associates actually went. Was a different tomb that was obviously not a merchant's.
Well, cave-ins seem to happen there all the time, so I suppose it's not the first time I've lost an adventuring group to the forces of nature. The Zoran deserts can be unkind, the mountains even less so. This second place, though, what
Did claim
could
at
have
least one or
killed
two
them
of the
there?
people.
We found something, and kind of indicates to whoever had the other blood gem.
Wolf probably still have it. Nobody took it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
We
And
found something, and just like nods at Wolf.
so you're pulling out the blood gem, yes?
Yes.
As you pull out the blood gem, all the color drains from Shah's face. She looks just stunned, shocked. She says nothing for several moments, and then with a very dismissive wave of the hand, those two servants, even if one of them was in the middle of serving one of you, just snap that all back and just scurry away as swift as possible. And then Shaw just says, "Leave. Now."
To them.
Get
Us.
out. All of you. And do not speak of this place again. You have never seen me.
Well, other people are going to want to know where your adventurers went. And that tomb is wide open and they went in it.
Are you threatening me?
I'm saying
Just
that
letting
you
you know.
need to be worried as to what other people will find out. And we can help if we know what we need to be worried about.
Lesson 1 of operating in Wadal, darling. The only thing you should be worried about are things you can be traced to. Which is why I'm asking all of you to leave before whatever is about to get you all killed gets me along with it. I will say no more.
I think Wolf wants to roll some insight real quick as to how close she is to, like, physically attacking them before he tries something.
Go.
There is my insight.
Go ahead and give me that insight. Go ahead and give me that vibe check.
Vibe check this real quick. Just how close is she to
Give me the-
violence? And-
Well, as far as you can tell, and you know, I can't really tell you how well you trust that assumption. She doesn't seem like she wants to attack you guys at all. She just wants you guys to not be in front of her anymore at all.
Okay. Then Wolf is gonna drop the crystal, say fine, and start walking away.
Fly is gonna say, just so you know, we weren't the only ones to come out of that tomb, and I mean, your adventurers, their bodies are still there. And he's gonna turn around and walk away too.
If any of you are glancing behind you, you will notice that Shaw does not pick up the blood gem. She sort of stares at it for a while. Eventually, a servant does come up and pick it up and bring it over to her. She whispers something, and that servant scurries off. She then, after that servant scurries off, cuts her eyes back up to you. Good luck out there.
Wolf's still walking.
And then says nothing. Just kind of like waits to, and again, ushers for a servant to close the door behind her. And you will all find yourselves back on the streets of Wadal.
Sorry, I hope no one wanted to roll like an actual charisma check. Sorry.
It's fine.
Look, Mitz's job is just to research and keep secrets, and that wasn't very secretive, but that's your choice, Wolf. So
I think he does apologize afterwards.
fucked
Sorry,
it, Wolf.
I kind of took charge there. I don't see how else this would have gone. We were planning on showing her the crystal and we didn't know it was apparently the bad thing.
Yeah, it was just a matter of how much information we would get before that happened. But
That's true.
based on that reaction, I don't know if there would have been much.
I think it's time to go.
I
Mitz
think
does not
so as well.
Mitz does not want to get after getting knocked unconscious twice. It's like, maybe it's time to go.
You guys like to go. There's an open city around you. You haven't really explored it at all. You're kind of around here-ish. Most of the shops around you appear to be, you know, mostly vanity items, a lot of jewelry shops and different gem stores. Maybe a few like a potion shop here or there. There does appear to be, again, that long concourse road leading back towards what looks to be some kind of market square. You assume that's where you, earlier, where you found the trader who sold you your yabac, who is still posted outside of the city currently. And so related things, following that sort of main trade concourse eventually would bring you out here, towards this main large courtyard, where you can head to either the other sections of the city, or you could, if you wanted to, try to get into the Emir's palace.
Why would
That
we
sounds
wanna
like
go
a
to the
trap.
I don't know, I'm giving you the options.
You're saying it's
Whatever you
possible.
want.
You can. It's Dungeons and motherfucking Dragons. You can do what you want. There just will be
Exactly.
consequences.
We're playing the dragon game here, loves. Do whatever we want.
I don't know.
Do we want to find
Is
an
there
inn and regroup?
any?
Floy thinks we should all just leave the city. To be perfectly
Mitz
honest.
Yeah, there could be that, but also potentially going to like some type of library or something to be able to translate this journal, because we know glancing stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, if we could actually translate this Zithani or whatever this was, and actually unlock this, I think it would give us a lot of the answers that we're looking for.
Well,
Quick
you know,
question.
I've still got
Should we
I still
do
got
something?
the thing. you know. So maybe we should leave and put it somewhere and then come back.
Yeah, that might be good.
No, I want to have as
Stash.
much resources as possible. We don't know why it is a thing that got us kicked out. I imagine we're all saying "thing" a lot just in case someone is listening to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
This is
would
just like-
prefer that we find a quiet place to think about this, because, you know.
Almost directly as you say that, if you like look off to your left, you notice that there's kind of like off to the side of the road, just like a little tavern hanging out down here.
The question
pretty
is,
quiet
one
overall.
that is one that definitely Chevalin would know about. Do we want to try and pick something that...
I mean, if somebody wants to roll like an insight to get a sense of if they felt like she's the tavern going type, I'd allow that.
less that
Sure.
she knows it more, she knows where it is, and possibly then could deduce where we are.
Hmm.
I feel like the farther
Fair
away
enough.
from her in town we go, the better.
I mean, it's up to you guys. If you want to, get around for a while, it's fine. You can totally go look for a tavern somewhere else if you want. It's nice. You have to go for that one.
Want to go
What if we
stop by
find a
Sweet Shop guy? He did, lose an apprentice.
We should at least drop in and inform him, maybe.
I also need to buy some more sweet.
That's her friend.
Those fucking 3-year-olds,
I
man.
think you guys need to remember
So-
that's her friend.
I mean, if Ploy wants to go and
You want it for the sweet rolls, don't you?
Vince might go
a little
because
bit. It's pretty important.
look, Vince
pretty
raised
quick
by
condition, alright?
must
Wolf
pay
is gonna
respects.
go and mostly I just want to roll some roll of assurance of will be harder to find if she attempts to find us. And so he's looking for an inn that to his senses would be more secure, I guess.
What do you make your roll for that? If you spend anything more than like 10 to 15 minutes walking around town, you'll notice that there are plenty of inns in this place, and in fact, a good chunk of them appear to be over here. Oh, like Riverside. There's like this mess of inns, almost like it's like a tourist district of some kind. There's like taverns and inns and like games and things over off in this place over off here to the left.
So yeah, I think Wolf makes a decision and then picks the next one. He's like, that's the one I would go in.
Fair
The
enough.
one next to it. Because that's as good of deception as he can do.
As you guys walk by the sweet shop, you do notice that it is currently not open.
Oh.
Unlucky.
But
we can try and come back later if we really want to. I just
people.
am worried.
Does it have like a sign in front, or is it just?
No box. It appears to be for like letters or something. If you have something you want to leave, but
Ploy's just gonna scribble a note saying, "Love the sweet rolls, lost an apprentice," and put it.
rolls are great. Got a guy killed. My bad.
Got a guy
All
could
right,
imply that you did it. Like, come on.
That's reasonable. So you make your way through, and eventually you all kind of come up to. Hang on, let me get you guys tokens. I forgot to do that. It's important. Tokens are necessary. Here we go. Control C. So yeah, you make your way over, and as the day kind of wanes on towards night, you eventually find yourself off in a tucked off, little hole in the wall tavern. Doesn't appear to be too overtly busy or active. Just kind of a small little 2-story building, and there is off to behind the bar here, an older sort of Sethani woman with a very gruff and scarred face, who kind of throws you guys a very, very not so much off-putting, so much as just like scrutinous look as you walk in. Just like, drinks come here. You smoking over there? You want a room? Upstairs.
Upstairs it is.
Yep.
Upstairs there is.
Sounds
We only got 4, and 2 of them are taken.
Good
I
enough.
could share a room with anyone. I don't care. I'll sleep on the floor. Curled up in a ball. Ooh.
I could also share a room, but I don't really sleep, so keep that in mind.
Just standing in the corner. Blair Witch style.
Vince is like, I'm okay right now, so Z, you can have a room by yourself.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
You
we just
make
get one
your
room if
way-
everyone wants to. Can we fit? I mean, net is kind of big.
Whoops. So you make your way upstairs, and
Net come with
as
us?
you get your way, Net just kind of stomps upstairs with you, just kind of throwing an eyebrow at the giant lizard walking upstairs, but she's just like, whatever.
Whatever.
Later in the day, she's probably seen some shit today. I'm sure a giant lizard isn't the worst of it. She's like, okay, whatever. So these two rooms over here to the left are closed off and locked as you go to move to them, probably indicating them being the open ones. You do notice that while she said there were 4 rooms, there are 3 doors here.
Huh. What are the rooms that are available? Are the upper 2?
Lower 3.
Okay.
Well, does she indicate that all 3 are open, or does she only indicate 2 of them?
They said there were 4 rooms, and that only 2 of them were available.
Secret room, secret room, secret room!
Well, the door's there,
Not
obviously.
a door. What do you mean?
Oh, so she didn't come up with us then. I assumed that we were going upstairs and she was gonna, like, we pay for room.
This is just gonna, like, be like, okay,
You're not
here's secret
coming with you
room,
all.
and just, like, start
Okay, then we just gotta knock on
walking,
doors, I guess.
Like, yeah, you're getting the sense that like this place is a little bit more hole in the wall, because like she doesn't like immediately ask you guys for payment. So it seems to be kind of like a thing where it's like you just go up there and sleep, and then in the morning when you come down, she's like, "All right, run me my gold." Like,
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
I mean, we'll probably be
This is-
fine. Just
knocking.
knock on doors and
Yeah.
find rooms.
Clay's gonna knock on the first door.
that's the Walmits.
Yeah, but it's like,
Still a little
He is
So Mitch is
still
gonna be like,
concussed.
Hey, he
"What's
is, yeah.
the room here?"
You go to knock on that wall right there, Ploy, and there's no response. It just kind of the door just kind of opens. Pretty open. It's an empty room. There's a bed on either side, a small desk with a lit candle, kind of flickering on it right there.
And
Miss,
there's no
do you
sign
knock on any of these
of
doors?
being-
Yes, no.
Mitch is gonna knock on this door on the way back.
You knock on that door, and there is no give and no response.
I don't know that we want to bother patrons. Like, yeah, she was wrong about the number of doors. Is that really sinister? I mean,
We've
What
been
needs to
through
be
a
a
lot.
storage closet?
Maybe she meant this thing over here is like, I don't know, people can crash on the couch or something.
How about we just try doors until we find a room that's empty?
no, this one's
Yeah.
empty. The one that
Empty.
I mean, by
That's the one that
possible
Floyd just
elimination,
This one's
this one.
yeah.
empty.
That one is empty. This one is also empty.
Is this one empty?
Let's grab the rooms and sleep. It's been an adventure and a half.
Well, maybe we can
I
spend some
agree.
time really quick. I do want to, whichever one of us thinks that they can get the information out of her, ask about that library. Because, yeah, I think, Zeta, that's a very smart idea. We probably don't want to bring the notebook in there in case someone reads over your shoulder, but we can go get some notes on just the language, see if we can rent the book. I don't know.
So you go,
Let's do
and
it.
I'm assuming someone wants to go back downstairs to talk to the bartender.
Yeah,
About
whoever
this-
does, Wolf will go with him. He's just not good at it.
Yeah, I assume you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Zeal go on down.
So
That's totally fine.
Z and Wolf, you two go over to this bartender, this older woman. And she kind of like again just looks sort of very, very like, just feeling kind of like, I'm not really exactly in the mood or caring too much about this. This isn't really something I really give as much of a shit about. But she kind of like flies over and just says, "So, are you drinking, buying anything, or do you need something?"
Oh, I was just meaning to ask something. Actually, name's Z, by the way. I can already
yeah.
tell it's one of those
I'm
days,
Wolf.
huh?
He holds up a gold coin behind Z's back.
Kalaya, a pleasure.
Nice to make your acquaintance. We were actually wondering if there was some type of library or potential research center. I'm from Sakuset. It's a university town, a little further off. So we're really new around here. Yeah, is there any type of research center library that I could potentially transcribe some documents?
Outsiders looking for a library around here.
We'd
Yeah,
like to learn
dungeon
the language.
delvers here. Dungeon delvers are looking to become natives. Either way, not my business. Follow the main conquest road towards the Emir's palace and look across the courtyard. There's a really, really tall building. That's technically one of the grand churches. You go 2 small streets behind there, and there's this very, very large circular building. That's the library. Probably closed now, given how late it is at night, but if you get some rest, you can probably catch them in the morning.
Figured as much. Thank you very much.
Wolf will
she
hand you the
kinda-
gold coin.
Yeah. She kind of takes the gold coin, puts 2 glasses on the ground, and just says, "Water or something harder?"
After today, something harder. Sounds great.
Grab your friends, and then kind of like puts a couple more glasses down and just kind of like begins to pour from a very large bottle of some kind of wine or mead or something, and kind of just like lays out 5 whole glasses and just says, you 5 look interesting, and I could do with a story. Talking it's on the house.
We can always tell about old stuff we've done in the past. Like, we don't have to tell her about this.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Here's how we'll do this. If 2 of you want to take the lead on telling stories, I would like those 2 to make some kind of performance or check of that variety. If anyone wants to devote themselves to assisting that person, you will give that person the advantage on their roll.
Oh,
Mixed
you
ballistic
already
D, I
know.
guess.
Yeah, you already know. Like, this is her class. This is what she wants to do.
I mean,
Wolf
is not
performance check
mime
this.
or interpretive dance.
Yeah.
That's already pretty good, but
Mako,
let's see
dance,
how much better I can make that if I can.
Yeah, see if we can fix that. Well,
Nope,
I think
18,
18 is
but
still pretty
still.
good. Yeah. So
Still
yeah, Z, you started just like launching into like some tale about like, this ancient tomb you spent your time going through, and how you originally went there thinking there was gonna be this trove of knowledge and information and ancient secrets, and it ended up just being a fucking trap hive. Just all these constant javelins being spit at you guys, and poison dart traps, and weird stone walls collapsing in on you, giant boulders, which honestly,
Indiana Jones.
giant boulders are way too cliche, but frankly, you see them too often. Like you think the first time you see giant boulder, you're like, oh, you know what, giant boulder, really? I bet everyone does that. And then you stop seeing them for a bit, and you think, oh, there's no giant boulders. And then you see them again, and you're like, really, giant boulder again?
And then I tell you what, friend, there are always snakes. Every single one of them, there are always snakes.
How do they
Why
think
it have to be them? I don't know. But they're always there.
Where do the snakes stay? Do the snakes eat? Why do they keep snakes in the pit? How do they get snakes in the pit? I want to know. I have questions. No one ever answers these things. And that's why I became an archaeologist. But
Pretty good.
as you sort of sit, and here I'll even move you guys one more time back over to the bottom floor. As you
Do we need a second performance check, or is that good?
if you want, yeah, please feel free.
Oh, I just thought you said 2, and I don't know if...
Oh, I did say 2, but yeah, go for it.
I just don't know. Does Ploy or Mako have better performance? Otherwise, Wolf will roll, and he will try and tell a story. He's just not good at it.
Ploy is real bad at storytelling.
Okay,
Mako
you can help, I
has-
guess.
Mako's
Mako has what?
performance skills vary depending on the day.
How interesting. Is today a good day?
Never a good day.
Wolf is rolling, but just because I can't stop him. It's gonna happen.
I'm doing some stuff anyway. Take your time.
I'm just saying, I didn't roll yet until after I'd asked Mako, and I don't know if today is a good day.
It could be. Let's try.
Shit,
It's
a very good
apparently
day.
a very good day.
Great day.
Yeah,
It's an amazing day.
Yeah, so yeah, Mako, you just like Wolf kind of starts like, yeah. So there was this one time.
He tells a story of killing a
Where-
bear with his bare hands, which should be cool, but he's like really weird and clinical about it. It's like, yeah, I was tracking it, and it had left all this dung and stuff, and yeah, I just knew to stab it here, and it's not good.
Yep. But Mako, you kind of just like surgeon is like, and so what actually happened was, and like just try to like, add to the story, to kind of improve the the shenaniganery. And you spend the evening, she laughs along with you, breaking that kind of like cold outer facade for a bit. Pours you guys an extra round of drinks if you ask for them. Just spends the evening. It's a pretty empty tavern. There's not really anybody in there except for you guys. I mean, there's like one guy passed out over here on the couch with like a kind of like a hookah ish pipe in his mouth. He's probably just like hitting that till he passed out, But as you guys sort of spend your evening laughing and cavorting with this innkeeper, the saloon door swings open, and 4 individuals begin to send their way in.
Well, I think that
Each
we
of
ought
them
to be sitting around the table real quick with our tokens.
Oh yeah, that's fine. You can do whatever you guys want to be. Each of them is dressed the exact same in robes of dark orange and a golden yellow, accented with burnished copper and bright gold plating. Each wields a dual-bladed scimitar's like polearm, which you can almost feel humming with magical energy. And as they turn their eyes to all of you and open them, you can see a bright, glowing, magical yellow flame taking over all of their pupils. The one at the front speaks very loudly and in a very clear voice, underlaced with magical power, and says, "You will come with us and speak to the Emir. Now." And
Yeah,
that,
vibe check that. Oh, never mind, sorry.
Oh,
that's where we'll end today.
Good. Fun.
we're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I was a little worried about.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is, I guess we'll so first off, we'll do a couple things. I want to thank you all for coming out to hang out with me for Seven Sons. This was an impromptu session. For those who aren't aware, we normally stream this on the alternating Saturdays, so last Saturday and next Saturday. But due to just all the things that were happening in the universe and being really sad, I couldn't bring myself to do last Saturday, so I ended up canceling. But about halfway through the week, I was just like, "Hey guys, we free Saturday? Do y'all want to just do this?" And we were. So my players rallied. They gave me the energy, the strength that I needed, and we made it happen. And this was super, super fun. Yeah, I warned them ahead of time. This is going to be a decently plot-heavy session with some chances for some pretty big reveals. And we'll talk a little bit. Yeah. So how we feeling about that? How we feeling about
Fucked
that?
up all of that.
My concerns were confirmed. I should have listened to my gut, because oh my god, when I was talking about it, I could see your face, Foxxii. You were just smiling. So I was like, one of those is correct.
I don't want it to influence my decisions too much.
I didn't mean to look, but I was like, oh man, you see it though. One of these is correct. Oh no.
One of these is correct. Well, we're close to the edge of town, so hopefully we can GTFO.
Maybe run, yeah. Maybe. We're gonna try.
Dude, I knew. I was like, we should just leave. We just leave now.
Yeah.
We just leave and never come back.
Yeah, but leave it to the researcher wanting to find out more information.
Wolf back here. But he's also not afraid of anything, so maybe he shouldn't make decisions.
So yeah, both of us are we're definitely the two characters that
just
walk into things. We just do things. We don't think about it that much beforehand.
Wolf has no thoughts in your head, and you're like, oh, I have a reason to do this.
Yeah,
I'm just, not afraid of the consequences until there are consequences. So it's like,
I saw the sweet shop was closed and was like, we should just leave now. There's no point in staying.
Mitz was like, secret. Secrets can get Mitz killed. Mitz should probably leave now.
It's messy. I think it played out really well. And I guess, again, not to give too much away, I didn't expect for Wolf to just drop the other blood gem and leave it there. I was like, oh, that shifts my plans some. Okay, I can play around this.
Is it my fault? Oh no!
Oh, it's gonna be.
Don't say anything too specific.
We brought a bomb into the city is what happened, isn't it? I don't know.
She should have told us why it's bad. I would have taken it with me and disposed of it, but no.
I think she was the one to get part of it.
Wolf doesn't like rude people.
He just overall, how are we feeling about the session overall? Did we have fun? Did we enjoy enjoying things?
It was good, dude. The fucking that
ambush.
I am so sorry. I did not expect it. I didn't think they would just dunk on you like that, Mitz. I'm so sorry.
That was so
horrible.
Okay.
No, okay. It's really annoying because I feel like for such a combat heavy, such a combat focused game, D&D does not really allow you to do a whole lot once you go down. And I get it, you're down, but
it's pretty easy to go down.
There should be a system by which you can do certain things, or even just and I try to give my characters moments of role play in those things, what are you thinking about while you're unconscious? Who are you seeing right now? Things like that kind of might help bring it out, but I did kind of hate it just being like, oh, well, you're unconscious.
For you.
So the lizard, So originally there wasn't going to be the lizard. It was going to be just a couple of the skirmisher guys and the riders, the cavalry. There's going to be about 4 or 5 of them that are going to kind of come out and jump you guys. And they had the whole net thing. I was going to just play around with that. And then I was playing around with looking for tokens for the Only War campaign. I needed to find some top-down looking Imperial Guard vehicle, and I found top-down tokens for like every Warhammer faction. And so that thing is an Orc Gargant with no guns on it. And I saw the model and I was like, I need to fucking use this. I need to use this. Of
course you do.
Then I almost killed everybody with it. It's fine.
Also got rid of it.
You felt so bad about it, though. I was like, there's probably a better way to do that.
You didn't have to fight it.
That's fair.
Those who aren't, obviously, you guys wouldn't be aware. In both the pregame chat and during break, I was just like, all right, guys, not to give this away, but as a DM, I'm just going to say, your options in combat are only as limited as you make them seem. And I felt like that would be an out of if things get bad, fucking run.
You did not say in combat. You didn't specify.
I didn't, but I mean, but to be fair, saying in combat would have been more of a giveaway.
Oh, absolutely. You also mentioned again during the intermission while we were in combat just after it showed up.
Oh, giant lizard? Cool. I'm gone.
Boy already threw his javelin. He had to get it back.
We were the ones that was supposed to run. Okay. Oops.
That's not true. They should have ran.
Hey, I mean, it worked off. It worked out, though. You got him. Nobody died. Nobody died. Yet. The Torvali might have something to say about that, but if you comply, I'm sure things will be fine, right?
We'll vibe check that. We'll vibe check that when we come back next time.
Is that what the Republicans say? Just comply and everything will be fine, right?
Yeah.
And with that political dog whistle done down the drain, I'm gonna go ahead and go around the table, let my players say goodbye to themselves, say who you are, who you played today, anywhere we can find you, any cool shit you got coming up in the future we should be looking out for. And yeah, then I'll do mine at the end, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, cool.
Take it away, Tate.
Hi, I'm Tate Washburn. You can find me on Twitter on @kinda_writing. I mostly talk about tabletop design or writing, or sometimes post art, pictures of my cats a lot. You know, mostly you should follow us here at the Neon Lights Roleplay on Twitter. So look there for new stuff. Shelter.
Next.
Okay. I'm Michelle. I don't have
Promote all
social
the stuff
media.
that you totally have.
A scholar never.
Like, do I have social media? Maybe. Do I use social media? Not really.
Not
so,
real. Don't be perceived.
Does it count? Anyways, I played Mitz, our wizard Quetzalcoatl folk, who is a he/him today. So we respect that, even though some of us may have forgotten because.
Or get bopped.
Because
I can bop myself now.
Yeah.
We'll worry about that later.
It's okay. Mitz had to bop himself because he also forgot that he was feeling like a.
You misgender yourself.
It happens.
Look, Mitz felt like a they, them, and then they were like, actually, no, we feel like a he, him right now. And they're like, well, actually, for a second, we were a she, and then they were like, oh, well, actually, though.
When did this happen? Is this why you got unconscious twice, as you were confused about your own gender for a second?
Oh, no!
You experienced such gender confusion that you passed out. Oh no, that's not okay.
That's not okay.
Okay.
We're gonna get clipped. You can't say that, Tate.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have.
Mitz also suffered 2 concussions in swift succession.
That did happen.
That's true. Do you want to mention other stuff that you're in or do that might be important for people to know about you?
Alright, I also play Lynx, our netrunner, in our Cyberpunk campaign, which is tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Exactly! And I think that's it. Besides the fact that Tate has something really awesome on Wednesday.
We'll get to that. Don't worry.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, I assumed.
Boy.
Hey, I'm Lucian, also known as Ublisso on Twitch. I play as Ploy. Throws a lot of javelins. And that's not the command. Oh well.
I think it's hold up. There you go.
There we go. Man, I couldn't remember which one was used. I am not in anything else right now because I have no time.
Reasonable.
But hopefully that will change eventually. So yeah.
Yeah, just immediate on record. If there's anybody who I've mentioned who I want to have in a Neon Lights campaign or a one shot or something, and you haven't seen them on this channel yet, it's because they don't have time. Like, there are so many people, and anyone who
They wouldn't have
in
a choice
chat.
otherwise.
Yeah, honestly, like any of you who are in chat, you know who you are. You know who you like. I'm gonna get you to play with me soon.
One way.
One day.
One way or
I'm gonna
another.
find ya. I'm gonna cast you.
Please stop! I can't.
Oh no.
Please no. So I do the outro. Please. I can't.
Hey guys, it's me, it's Sir Heckalot. You know, I played Zenari, or Z, the Kalashtar Bard, who had an absolutely wild time this episode. So much happened, and there's so much to think about. Oh my god. You can find me at Sir Heckalot on Twitter and Instagram, and in our lovely Discord that you should definitely join. In terms of things I do around here, I am here, of course, in this campaign, as well as our every other Sunday campaign, where we play Only War, and it's been a very fun time so far. I am also in the thing that is happening this coming Wednesday that we're going to talk about, so be ready for that. And on top of that, I do a bunch of stuff at TPK Roleplay, which if you follow me on my social media, you'll see all of it. I'm not going to go into it, except for one thing. Next month, get ready for the beginning of May, a potential TPK Coven thing happening. So get ready for that. But other than that, that's all I got. Let's keep on keeping on.
It should be Lucian, although it's actually.
Messes up our,
He just turned his camera off. That's all. Dan, the last outro is you. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lan the Dan. I have a Twitter. It's Lan the Dan. I tweet stuff. I'm in the Cyberpunk campaign as well. I played Doc Huck. I'm the reason everyone hasn't died a horrible, horrible death. And we're doing that tomorrow, like I said. So come by, see what happens, see if we do any more domestic terrorisms in Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Only in Minecraft. And I guess I'll do the bring home. What's up, folks? It's Young Foxxii, aka Big Foxxii, aka your favorite fox. It's kind of evident by the ears if you couldn't tell. And today I have been your lovely game master of the game. You can find me on the Twitters at Young Foxxii, YUNG_FOXXII. I talk shit about right-wingers and dunk on them constantly. It's pretty fun. I also have a SoundCloud where I occasionally put out music. It's the same deal, YUNG except -FOXXII. EP's coming within the month if I stop being lazy. That's a thing. If you want to see me do more TTRPG stuff, obviously I run this on bi-weekly Saturdays. I also run the Only War campaign on bi-weekly Sundays. In his divine name, which you should check out. It was really fun. I also am creative director of this little project of ours, I guess. So I do stuff here. I will be in a couple of things coming up. Of note, we have a couple of super awesome events happening. The first is an announcement. I am pushing back the recap show just a bit so I can figure out how to make it run as smoothly as possible and be the best for you guys. So sit tight. Give me a week or two to make that work, and I promise it'll be the best thing possible. No questions. Outside of that, you have it coming up next Wednesday. We have another Tavern Tales. This one GM'd by Tate, and I have been told / informed we have an awesome cast, which includes me and Sir Heck and Chouse and a friend of Tate's as well, which will be super awesome. And so it's gonna be super exciting. Check that out. I've been told it's gonna be like playing Call of Duty Zombies, but in D&D. So that'll be exciting to figure out. So
wild.
So check that out next Wednesday, and then we'll be back for plenty of May stuff. Our usual campaigns still run all through May. 2 more Tavern Tales set up for then. Ideally, the recap show launch, and as you all might know by now, May 18th is With the Will, a Neon Lights Digimon one-shot, which is being run by me. A cast has been all assembled. I'm gonna start gathering together and start talking about actual plans and overlays and stuff soon. I've been writing out a plot. I'm gathering music. I'm getting it all together. It's gonna be wild, guys. We're gonna have a great fucking time celebrating Digimon together. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I have nothing else to plug right now. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, DMF Saint, for the raid. You are amazing and an angel, and I love you. Thank you, everyone else, for hanging out and coming to be cool with us. This channel wouldn't exist without you guys. Thank you for every follow we've gotten, every bit of chat points, even the ones that make me keep these fucking ears on.
Especially those.
Especially those. And we're going to go a lovely raid to our dear friends over at TPK Roleplay, who are doing some of the things they do best.
Do
you get it on your end, Foxxii, or do I get it on mine?
I handle it on my end. You just press end stream when it's time to press end stream.
Yeah, cool.
We're gonna head over to TPK Roleplay. Do we have like a thing to tell them, or just go have fun? I don't know. I'm tired. I'm gonna sleep.
Well, fucked up.
I don't know. We usually just go with I hate sand.
There you go. I hate sand. We're still gonna go with I hate sand. It's
I just
so
told you
good.
I'm actually keeping Wolf's notebook, and he's written "I hate sand" more than once.
Good.
Yes.
All right, so we're headed back over to TPK Roleplay. Tell them you hate sand as much as we do. Thank you guys for coming to watch Seven Sons. We will see you all back here next Saturday for the Seven Sons doubleheader, because we love you that fucking much. All right. I love you all so much. Take case, and remember, more than anything else, behave.
Behave. Behave.